MCQ number 1 to 100. Ferguson reflex initiates the release of which hormone at parturition in cow? Oxytocin. Abortion in third trimester is usually due to brucella. Os penis is found in dog. Best time of artificial insemination of inseminating cow is mid-estrus. Which ruminant have diffuse placentation? Camel. Post-coital pyometra is often associated with trichomoniasis. Incapacity to copulate is impotenta cindi. COEUNDI. Ram's balanoposthitis is pizzle rot. Seminal vesicles and Cowper's glands are absent in dog. The gland secretes clear fluid that add to volume, nutrients, and buffering to semen is glandular vesicularis. Sigmoid flexure is absent in stallion. Vaginal hyperplasia in bitches is common in first estrus. Follicle syndrome occur mainly due to tumors of pituitary. PG contains 400 international unit of ECG and 200 international unit of HCG, in which ovulation occurs 2 days after LH search. In male, pregnancy can be diagnosed as early as day 17. Eclampsia is metabolic disease of which Tobin's medium is used for sample containing trichomonas. Treatment of SIPs include ovariohysterectomy. T-shaped uterus is found in male during experimental manipulation, and storage embryos are kept in medium at 37 degrees centigrade. Non-surgical embryo collection method is preferred because it will protect from adhesions of organs. Penicillin is drug of choice for puerperal mastitis if administered IM. Nymphomanic condition is associated with follicular cyst. Ovulation in cows occur after cessation of heat. Ziehl-Neelsen method of staining can be used for diagnosis of brucella. For behavioral signs of heat, and the hormonal profile of the cow should be low progesterone and high estrogen. Early embryonic death causing infertility problem is due to Campylobacter fetalis. The interval between two successive heat is inter-estrus interval. Condition of adrenal virilism can be seen in follicular cyst. Days open or open interval is mean calving to conception interval. ABR test is associated with brucella organism. The first calf following AI with frozen semen was reported to be born in the year 1951. The initial successive attempts in freezing of spermatozoa at -79 Celsius was reported by Polge. The desirable concentration of actively motile spermatozoa in frozen bull semen should be 20 to 30 million. The commonly model of artificial vagina is for collection of bull semen is the Danish method. The most critical temperature a cell must survive during freezing and thawing is between -15 to -60 degrees centigrade. -15 to -60 degrees centigrade. An ideal serum extender should have all the properties as isotonic, should have buffering capacity, should act as energy source. The cellular damage to sperm between freezing thawing cycle occur due to both and by internalized crystal formation, increased solute concentration due to withdrawal of water. Which of the following cryoprotectants can be used for deep freezing of spermatozoa? All of these can be used for deep freezing the spermatozoa as glycerol, DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide, and ethylene glycol. The cryoprotective properties of glycerol are due to all of these, as it has ability of binding water and thereby decreasing the freezing point of solutions, and start buffering action and alteration in crystal formation. At what temperature time period protocol should be milk hid to destroy all the spermatocyte factors present in it before being used for extending semen 92 to 95 degrees centigrade for 10 minutes. The spermicide factor present in milk is lactinin. Zwitterionic buffers are being preferred for extending semen because they have better buffering capacity. The average equilibrium time needed for freezing bull spermatozoa is 4 hours at 5 degrees centigrade. Select the correct sequence. 30 to 250 ml is of stallion, 1 to 15 ml is of bull, 125 to 500 ml boar, 25 ml of dog, and the volume of semen is dependent upon the secretion. The volume of semen is dependent upon the secretion from seminal vesicles. The most widely accepted method to evaluate third semen is progressive motility. Teasing a bull before semen collection may result in increased semen volume as well as sperm concentration. Small ejaculate volume may be because of all of above, as incomplete ejaculation, seminal vasculature, and excessive use of bull. In addition to spermatozoa, which of the following may be seen in stained semen smears? It may have everything. It may have spermatozoids, medusa cells, and squamous epithelial cells. The viral contamination of frozen semen, which renders it unfit for artificial insemination, is blue tongue virus, bovine herpes virus, bovine viral diarrheal virus. Every bacteria or virus that contaminate the semen make the semen unfit, not recommended to be used for insemination. The most effective method for controlling viral contamination in semen is serological testing of bulls and culling of the reactor mean positive. The positive, if a bull is positive against any disease, then it should have to be culled. The semen from rams can be collected more frequently because they have large epididymal sperm reserves. The site of AI with frozen stallion semen in mares is intrauterine. The active component of egg yolk which protects the spermatozoa during extending is both B and C choline phosphatidylserine. Artificial insemination in mammal was first tried by Lazzaro Spallanzani. In which of the following species artificial insemination was first tried in equine? The first method of collection of semen is performed by swap method. It was in equines, I think, by Arabs. The program of Grow More Food campaign started. It's India related, and the answer is none. One of the following is not added to the frozen serum. One of them is not added to the frozen semen because of its toxicity, and the answer is sulfonamide. Sulfonamide is not added. The use of insulating bag is done to prevent temperature shock. The extender which can preserve semen at room temperature is CME. In the diluent for freezing semen, cryoprotective action is provided by the presence of which of the following lecithin. Which of the following is true for electroejaculation method introduced first by a gun in 1936 for rams? In artificial vagina method of collection, the temperature of water is maintained for giving optimal condition for the vagina as during stress. In the massage method of collection of semen, which of the following is true? The sperm obtained may contain more of seminal vesicle secretion. By increased frequency of collection of semen, there will be adverse effect on the quality of semen. The detailed structure of spermatozoa was first studied by Antonio Spallanzani. The sexual health of bull is modulated by a managemental factor. The addition of glycerol to the diluent preserves the integrity of sperm head by creating intracellular equilibration. The first use of artificial insemination in India was done by J.D. Sampath Kumar. The first sperm concentration per ml is highest in which of the following? Buck. Sperm concentration per ml is highest in which of the following? Buck, because the maximum sperm concentration. Primordial germ cells passed from male fetus to female fetus in early pregnancy and is termed as which of the Free-Martin theory? Cellular Free-Martin theory. And describes that primordial germ cells pass from male fetus to female fetus in early pregnancy. The main factor for affecting fertility in artificial insemination is poor quality semen with poor technology. The yellow color of Guernsey semen is due to riboflavin. The volume of semen collected per ejaculate in buck is less than 1 ml. In most cases, the tag defect of spermatozoa is grouped under primarily abnormalities. The impaired semen production by bull might be ascribed to sudden and forceful exercises. The average volume of semen collected in Indian buffaloes does not exceed 5 ml. Which of the following are the buffalo bull spermatozoa more rectangular? Which of the following are buffalo bull spermatozoa? They are more rectangular. The collection of semen in large number of rams for testing the quality is done only by electrical stimulation. The evaluation of buck semen should be done at 1:10 to 1:20 in cows and if ovulation follows the pre-ovulatory LH surge by about 24 hours to 30 hours. The fertile life span of sperm and ova in mare's reproductive tract is 72 to 120 and 6 to 8 hours respectively. 72 to 120 hours is of sperm and 6 to 8 hours is of ova. We are discussing the fertile life of the sperm and ova. Sperm on average is 3 days and ova in average is half of the day. For optimal result of embryo transfer in cattle, the recipient should be in stress within half day of donor or 12 hours of the donor. Mechanism of transfer of amino acid, sugar and the most soluble vitamins across the placenta is dominant by active transport system, means it requires energy. In cows, maternal recognition and implantation of embryo usually occur by day 15 to 17. 15 to 17 are the days of maternal recognition of pregnancy, and next day or 2 days later the implantation of embryo is done. Maternal recognition and implantation of embryo. Maternal recognition is 15 to 17 days and implantation at 18 to 22 days. A multiple exposure photography system using Polaroid camera gives an instant and accurate estimate of both sperm motility and concentration. We use multiple exposure photography system using Polaroid camera. Pregnancy can be confirmed accurately by detecting a strong sulfate in the plasma of milk of goat earliest by 50 after breeding. Can be confirmed by detecting in plasma of milk goat earliest by day 50 days, mean 30-60 approximately 2 months. We cannot detect before 2 months. Strong is not detected before 2 months. If this MCQ is true, the drug of choice in treatment of mummified fetus in cow is lutalized Dunofrost 25 mg IM or cyclomade by Star Pharmacy in Pakistan. In cows and buffaloes, the luteolytic dose of PGF12 or its analog is only 1/5 or less than that of IM dose when administered via subcut dose. That's a very good question there. The subcut dose is less than that of IM dose and the ratio is 1/5. In cows and buffaloes, the luteolytic dose of PGF12 or its analog is only 1/5 or less that of IM dose when administered via subcut dose. Cervix also serves as a reservoir for which of the following semen? GnRH is which type of structure? Peptide. GnRH is peptide. Photoperiodism is characteristic of reproductive cycle or sexual activity in sheep, goat and horse. It means they are day breeders, maybe the long day breeder or the short day breeder, but day breeders for all light linked animals are sheep, goat, small ruminants and horse. Dog, cat and cow, canine, feline and bovines are not dependent on the light for their reproductive cycle. White heifer disease associated with which genetic defect of development nature? Color of the coat. Color of the coat is white heifer disease. They are associated with genetic defect. Do not confuse it with white muscle disease, that is with deficiency of selenium. FSH release is inhibited by inhibits FSH, which inhibits the follicle development. Anterior pituitary secretion are which of the following? Glycoproteins. Anterior pituitary secretions are glycoproteins, mean glucose and protein combination of them. High plane of nutrition before mating increase the number of springs mostly in aves. If we provide good nutrition to aves, then we may have the increased number of offsprings. One of the best subject of synchronization of estrum in which synchronization of estrum is which animal? Aves. Synchronization is best subjected to aves. Question number 101 to 200. Which hormone is secreted by acidophiles of pituitary? STH. ACTH is secreted. Adrenocorticotropic hormone is secreted by basophiles of pituitary. LDH is secreted by acidophile of pituitary. Acidophile secretes LDH and basophile secretes ACTH. How many hormones are secreted by adenohypophysis of pituitary? 6. 6 hormones are secreted by adenohypophysis of pituitary. The nature of follicle stimulating hormone FSH is glycoprotein. FSH is water soluble. FSH is essential for growth of Graafian follicle and secretion of estrogen. The secretion of LH is enhanced by clomethane. LH is agonist with clomethane. If we consider pharmacology, the effect of LH on ovary is which of the following? LH, it luteinizes the both hand, it ovulates and formation of corpus luteum, also known as luteinization. The FSH is used in superovulation and to promote estrus. Which of the following is not function of LH? LH do not superovulates. Pregnant mare pregnant mare serum gonadotropin is obtained from secretion of pregnant mare. HCG is obtained from all of above. Chorion of placenta present in serum of pregnant woman and excreted in urine. Gonadin is street name of pregnant mare serum. Gonadotropin follutin is street name of human chorion gonadotropin. The effect of pregnant mare serum gonadotropin is similar to which of the following hormones? FSH. Adrenocorticotropic hormone ACTH causes which of the following? ACH causes stimulation of production of glucocorticoids, maintenance of functioning of adrenal cortex and decrease in milk production, which is given in ketosis. Adrenocorticotropic hormone is given in ketosis. Which hormone is secreted with body growth? Somatotropic hormone, soma mean body. Prolactin is essential for maintenance of corpus luteum and secretion of progesterone in sheep. Sheep is the animal of subject where prolactin is essential for maintenance of corpus luteum and secretion of progesterone. In other only progesterone is sufficient, which is not secreted by ovary. Prolactin is not secreted by ovary. Which of the following given below is not steroid. Relaxin is not steroid. Estrogen is produced by placenta, testes, Graafian follicle. In terms of nature, estradiol or estrogen is which of the following is natural? Estradiol is natural, while the stilbestrol is commercially available and it is not natural, it is synthetic, and the extent of synthetic is 10 times less than that of the natural, or in other words, stilbestrol is 10 times less potent than estradiol. I do not know the reference. Which hormone increases keratinization of vaginal epithelium? Estrogen increases vaginal keratinization. Which of the following is essential for development of alveolar system of mammary gland? Progesterone increases the alveolar system of mammary gland. Estrogen causes which of the following given below? Estrogen causes cervix relaxation, increases amplitude of contraction of uterine muscles, and increases vascularity and growth of myometrium. Loosening of pubic symphysis is caused by estrogen. Epiphyseal ossification of bone is caused by estrogen. Which of the following is cause increase in migration of leukocytes into uterine lumen? Estrogen causes the increase in migration of leukocytes in uterine lumen. Which is not route of administration of estrogen? Intravenous. Intravenous is not the route of estrogen administration. Coal tar derivative of estrogen is diethyl stilbestrol. Pregnancy of estradiol in comparison to stilbestrol. Potency of estradiol in comparison to stilbestrol is 10 times more. It means that estradiol is natural product and stilbestrol is artificial product of or analog of estrogen, and we can say that natural product or natural estrogen is 10 times more potent than the artificial or the product that is used in the field as estradiol. The use of estrogen is in which disease? The use of estrogen can be used in post-parturient metritis, prolonged stress, and in retained placenta. In case of mummified fetus for evacuation, which is used, estrogen is used for evacuation of the mummified fetus. Estrogen or stilbestrol. Excessive and prolonged use of estrogen causes cystic ovary, nymphomania, and abortion. Corpus luteum is maintained by luteinizing hormone throughout the pregnancy. In all of above, corpus luteum is not essentially required in mare. In Eve's, corpus luteum is not maintained throughout the pregnancy. Besides corpus luteum, progesterone is also secreted by placenta. Growth of glandular system of uterus is caused by which hormone? Progesterone. Progesterone increases the growth of glandular system of uterus. Progesterone inhibits the motility of uterus. Motility of uterus and reproductive organ is initiated with stilbestrol or estrogen. Progesterone is used in inducing heat stress synchronization to control habitual abortion. For synchronization of estrus, which hormone is used? Relaxin, progesterone, and estrogen all are used. Estrogen is available in Pakistan as stilbestrol. Progesterone is available as progesterone. Luteolytic factor is found in uterus of which animal? If luteolytic, it means it causes luteolysis that results in abortion. It is present in uterus of Eve. Eve is the female sheep. Luteolytic factor is not found in uterus of which animal? Both hen bee, dog, and horse do not have luteolytic factors. Luteolytic factor causes which of the following? It causes regression of corpus luteum that leads to abortion. It is present in Eve. It means that this factor in sheep causes abortion. Female sheep, then that is technically termed as Eve. Male sheep is doe. Luteolytic factor acts through which pathway? Both A and B. Uterine ovarian pathway and utero-pituitary ovarian pathway. Uterus ovary and uterus pituitary ovary. Which hormone of the ovary is a protein hormone? Relaxin is protein in nature. Mostly are glycoproteins. The molecular weight of FSH is about 67,000. Which is the duration of stress in mare? 4 to 7 days is the duration of stress in mare, and duration of cattle buffalo is approximately 1 day or half day. Cattle is half day and buffalo is 1 day. Which is the duration of stress in cow? 1 to 2 days. I don't know that was it will be the next. What is the duration of stress in bitch? It is 9 days, and 7 days is of mare. Winner is bitch for 9 days, and second position is of mare at 7 days, and cow is only for 1 day. It's which is the duration of stress in so has 2 to 4 days. Ovulation occur in cow at 12 hours after the end of stress or late mid stress. We inseminate it as at mid stress. Met stress, pro stress, estress, met stress, and diastress stress. Cow is inseminated at met stress. Ovulation occurs in sow at second day of stress. Ovulation occur in Eve at 17 hours after end of stress. Proestral bleeding is seen in which? Proestral bleeding is seen in which animal? Cow. Proestral bleeding is seen in both. Which? Postestral bleeding. Proestral bleeding is seen in bitch, and postestral bleeding is seen in cow. It means that if an inseminator is inseminating animal at early stress or early met stress, then the inseminating rod may have blood on its inseminating rod, and it will be the physiology. It may not be attributed to any pathological condition of the animal. Which of the following is happened is pro-stress? Following happened is pro-stress. Increased vascularity is a sign of pro-stress. Sexual desire and acceptance of male by female occur in stress. Tonic oviduct is seen in stress. Growth of cilia occur in met stress. Uterine glands atrophy occur during distress. Met stress is absent in which of the following? Dog has no met stress. Pseudo pregnancy is found in both and by dog and cat, canine and felines in general. Ovary is cluster of grapes in sow, female pig. Kidney shaped ovary is seen in mare. Ovulation, do not confuse the shape of ovary. The kidney shaped ovary is in mare, and I think the shape of ovary in cow is almond like. Ovulation fossa is in the ovary of mare. Bicornuate uterus is found in sow. Sow has bicornuate uterus. And another question, its name is known as uterine bicornis, as when uterine horns folded and they are much long in comparison to small uterine body. This type of uterus is called uterine bicornis, and it is present in sow, the female pig, and it is bicornuate. Gruncles are found in the uterus of cow and Eve. How many gruncles are found in uterus of Eve? It is 88 to 96, and in cow it is approximately 100. How many gruncles are found in uterus of cow? It is 70 to 120. 10 or 20 less gruncles are present in that of Eve than that of cow. The length of uterine horn in cow is 25 to 30 centimeter. I think it will approximate to 1 feet. Even largest scale that we use, the length of uterine horn is equal to that of the scale that we commonly use. The length of uterine horn in sow is 40 to 65 centimeter. The length of uterine horn in bitch is 50 to 20 centimeter. The winner in length with respect to length of uterine horn till now is sow with 65 centimeter, and second position is of cow, that is 30 centimeter, and it is half to that of the length of sow, and in which it is the 20 centimeter. The development of female reproductive system is occur from which oviduct? Mullerian duct. Mullerian duct leads to the formation of reproductive system. Which of the following is not a part of oviduct? Ischium. Ischium is a bone. Infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus, they are the part of oviduct, but ischium is the name of a bone. Which uterine horns folded, and they are much longer in comparison to small uterine body. This is type of uterus. In a nutshell, the horns as shown in the picture, that the horns are larger than that of the body of the uterus, and it is called uterine bicornis. It is present in pigs, and it is also called as bicornuate or uterine bicornis. It is in female pig. Uterine septum separate two horns, and uterus body is prominent in uterine bipartitus. Instead of caruncles, longitudinal folds are present in uterus of mare. Annular folds are found in cervix of Eve. It means that we can determine the age of Eve by checking the annular fold of the cervix. On postmortem examination, screw-shaped cervix is found in sow. Sow has the screw-shaped cervix. The number of Graafian follicles in each ovary of the mare is 1 to 2. 1 to 2 Graafian follicles are present in the ovary of mare. The mare Graafian follicles in each ovary of Eve is 1 to 4. Eve has 1 to 2 and Eve has 1 to 4, so the Eve may have number of kids are of, I don't know what are the kids, what are the offsprings of sheep called, but it may have 2 or 3, as it has 2 to 4 active follicles. Sphenoid ovary is found in spheroid means ovary, the shape of ovary is spherical shaped, is found in Eve, and in mare it is kidney shaped, and in cow it is almond shaped. Maximum size is attained by corpus luteum in ovary of cattle at 10th day. 10th day is the day at which the corpus luteum is of maximum size in cattle. Placentum is found by which of the following? Cruncle and chorionic villi. Chorionic villi and cruncle, they combine to form a placentum from which nutrients are supplied to the baby from the mother. Which structure is not found in isthmus of oviduct? Isthmus means neck. The isthmus in English is called to be the neck, or isthmus oviduct means the neck of oviduct. Which structure is not found in isthmus oviduct but is found in ampulla of oviduct? It is secondary folds. Confirmation required that what is the isthmus? But according to me, but I think isthmus is the neck. The fluid filled cavity in Graafian follicle surrounded by membrana granulosa is known as antrum. Fluid filled cavity in Graafian follicle surrounded by membrana granulosa is antrum. This antrum has the follicle called as the antral follicles. Graphian follicle, okay, in mare. And so ovary is more active in of left-sided ovary is more active in mare and so in cow and eve, which of the following ovary is more active right-sided? Estrogen is secreted by which of the following theca interna of Graphian follicle? The color of corpus luteum in ovary of cow and mare is yellow. The color of corpus luteum in ovary of Eve and so is fishy. The color of corpus luteum in ovary of cow and mare is lutein. In if after ovulation fertilization is not occur, then corpus luteum is known as corpus albicans. If after ovulation fertilization occur, then corpus luteum is known as corpus luteum vernum. If fertilized, then corpus luteum vernum. If non-fertilized, if no conception, then corpus albicans. Corpus luteum of estracycle is known as corpus luteum sporium. If within the estracycle, the corpus luteum that is formed is termed as corpus luteum sporium, and within the pregnancy is known as corpus luteum vernum, and if there is no conception, then it is corpus albicans. Long estrous cycle from 27 to 53 days is called by which of the following? Trichomonas fetalis. Trichomonas fetalis is responsible for prolonging the estrous cycle and abortion in first 1 to 3 months of pregnancy. Male reproductive system is developed from Wolffian duct. Male reproductive system is developed from Wolffian duct, and Mullerian duct is responsible for the formation of female reproductive system, but not sure. In bull, how many sperms are produced by 1 gram of testis tissue? 9 into 10 raised to power 4 sperms per day. Unit 10,000 means 9,000 sperms, or it is not clearly, it will be 9,000 or unit 10,000, 10,000. 9 into 10 raised to power 4 sperms. The cells of testes are Sertoli cells or supporting cells. They support the testes or nourish the testes or nurse the testes. Which of the following is gland of extrinsic and intrinsic secretion? Pancreas and testes act as extrinsic and intrinsic secretors. The functional unit of testes is seminiferous tubules because they form the sperms. Collecting tubules located in mediastinum is known as retitestis. Function of epididymis is transportation of sperm. How many days sperms remain alive in epididymis? 60 days. For 60 days the sperm remain alive in epididymis. And a question arises there: what is the age of formation of sperm from day 1 to its maturity? Which is the function of pampiniform plexus? Thermoregulation. Thermoregulation is by pampiniform plexus of the male reproductive system. In cold, tunica dartos is which type? It is contracted. In cold, which animal has vasculomuscular penis? Stallion. The structure is absent in ram. Prostate gland is absent in ram. In which animal cowper gland is highly developed? Boar has highly developed cowper gland. In which animal vesicular gland is pyriform? Stallion has pyriform vesicular gland. In white heifer disease, in which animal vesicular gland form? Bull is pyriform. Pyriform vesicular gland is in stallion. In which heifer? In white heifer disease, segmental aplasia of tubular genitalia. There is segmental aplasia of tubular genitalia in white heifer disease. Do not confuse it with white muscle disease. in which animal sigmoid flexure is prescrotal. Boar has prescrotal sigmoid flexure. The length of bull's penis is 100 centimeter. 3 to the 6, 3 to the 9, it means approximately 3 feet, I think, but not sure. The length of penis of stallion is 90 centimeter, means penises of bull and stallion is approximately same, but bull has 10 centimeter more length of ram's penis is 35 centimeter, the length of boar's penis is 55 centimeter. Minimal is of ram and maximal is of bull's penis. Which type of penis rams has fibroelastic? Fibroelastic is the type of ram age at which the reproductive organs become functional and reproduction may occur is known as puberty. It's the definition of puberty, that it is the age at which the reproductive organs become functional and the reproduction may occur. The ability to produce young ones is known as fertility. Fecundity means the number of springs that can be produced by animal at a single birth. As the fecundity of male is usually 1 and that of sheep and goat may be 2 to 3. The number of young ones produced is known as fecundity, as the fecundity of sheep and goat may be 2 to 3, but that of horses and cow is mostly 1. A state in which the individual is fully sexually mature and has normal reproductive capacity is sexual maturity. Do not confuse sexual maturity with that of fertility. Sexual maturity is the state in which individual is fully sexually mature and has normal reproductive capacity, and fertility is the age at which the reproductive organs become functional and reproduction may occur. The both terms are a little bit confusing. Age of puberty in dog is 7 to 10 months, means age of puberty in swine is 6 months, means half of a year. Age of puberty in horse is 18 months, means 1.5 years. The horse of 1.5 year has attained its puberty, and half year age of swine has attained its puberty. Gilt farrowed litter in spring is reaching puberty at older age. The effect of gilt is a term related with pigs. The effect of inbreeding in age of puberty is it delays the puberty. It means that inbreeding delays the puberty age, along with susceptible to genetic diseases too. Cryoprotectant of embryo can be, which of the following glycerol is the cryoprotectant of embryo? Which is ovulatory cyst, cystic corpus luteum, follicular cyst, luteal cyst, both A and B. Cystic corpus luteum is the ovulatory cyst. Diameter of cystic corpus luteum is approximately 7 to 10 millimeter or 1 centimeter. Diameter of cystic corpus luteum is 1 centimeter. Follicular cyst is characterized by which of the following? Both B and C, means anestrus and nymphomania. Anestrus and nymphomania are the characteristic signs of follicular cyst. Luteal cyst is characterized by anestrus. Cystic corpus luteum is characterized by normal estrus. Normal estrus is seen in cystic corpus luteum and detect that the animal is pregnant. Which one is more common occurring cyst? Follicular cyst. Follicular cyst is the more occurring cyst, where the more blood has the more concentration of estrogen. Which cyst has dark yellow to brown fluid? Luteal cyst. Which of the following cyst has a projected crown of luteal tissue? Corpus luteum. Cystic corpus luteum. A nymphomaniac cow which is aggressive as a bull attempting to mount a cow in eastrum is known as buller cow. Do not confuse it with heat cow. In case of cystic ovary, which of the following is present? It may have flaccid uterus, cervix is dilated, and relaxation of sacroiliac ligament. In Urdu, relaxation of sacroiliac ligament is known as dode padna, I think like that. Pode padna. In case of cystic ovaries, the vulvar discharge is grey and tough. Tough mean viscous, more viscous. In cases of cystic ovaries, the vulvar discharge is grey and tough. Swiss cheese appearance is seen in endometrial gland in nymphomaniac cow. Nymphomaniac cow means that shows more stress signs for more days due to having follicular cyst, and it has the Swiss cheese appearance in its endometrial gland. Endometrial gland can be called as uterus. Simple, the internal lining of uterus. In long-standing cystic ovaries, the cow becomes heavy and coarse and develops in thick neck and head. In long-standing cystic ovaries, the cow becomes heavy and coarse, develops a thick neck and head, and a stare-like appearance is known as adrenal virilism. The elevated tail head in case of nymphomania is called as sterility hump. In which strum is classified under class 1 silent heat? Corpus luteum is not regressed in condition of all above before parturition in case of pyometra and in uterine unicornis, in which condition corpus luteum is absent mucometria metra. In unobserved strum, estrus period is shortened. Sign of pregnancy in cow is all above presence of placentum, enlarged horn, slipping of fetal membrane, palpation of walled wearing. Uterine arteries is known as I do not know. Size of amniotic vesicles like soft shelled hen eggs at 90 days. At 90 days, the size of amniotic vesicle is like soft shelled eggs hen's egg. Slipping of fetal membrane is best performed at 90 days of pregnancy, means that third month of pregnancy we detect the third month of pregnancy of an animal by seen by the slipping of fetal membranes at rectal examination. The location of pregnant uterus at 5th to 6th month of pregnancy is at brim of pelvis, means more ventral of the abdominal cavity, so it is not recommended to palpate the uterus at 5th to 6th month of pregnancy, at which stage only cervix and uterine artery can be palpated. 5th to 6th month pregnancy, so it is recommended to palpate only the uterine artery and not the uterus, as it is more ventral of the abdomen. To find out the month of pregnancy, we use 2 into CR length cube whole cube, 2 into CR length whole cube. Palpation of placentum should be done at what age of pregnancy? 90 to 120 days or 3 to 4 months. At 3 to 4 months we can observe the palpation of placentums. Fremartus is felt at 80 to 120 days of pregnancy, means 3 to 4 months of pregnancy. Fremartus is felt. Fremartus is palpation of the artery or vein of the within from the center of the uterus that provides nutrition to the animal. Do not confuse free martus or free martin. Free martin is the male that do not have do not have the fully developed sexual organs. If the male is twin with a female or his sister, then the hormones of the female do not let that male to develop sexually and to mature to sexually mature his sexual organs, and that male is known as the free martin. Do not confuse that free martin with that free martis. It's the vessel palpation of blood vessel, and that free martin is the sexually poorly developed male under influence of hormones. Fetal heart rate at 6 months of pregnancy is 150 per minute. Fetal heart rate at 9 months of pregnancy is 120 at 50. At 12 months it is 150 per minute, and at 9 months it is 120 per minute. In diagnosis pregnancy in mare, which test should be performed? Kuboni test, which is used in Kuboni test. Urine of pregnant mare. Urine of pregnant mare is used in Kuboni test, and this Kuboni test is used for diagnosing of pregnancy in mare. Mesentery of testes of embryo is differentiated in adult male as mesorchium. Severe chronic metritis with complete destruction of endometrium and fibrolytic changes of uterine wall is called sclerotic metritis after birth. Dash is attached because all of above. Placenta is detached because of blood supply is reduced. Contraction of uterus and cruncle are reduced in size. Which of the following may cause retained placenta? Hyperkeratosis and lack of iodine. So provide the iodine before some days before parturition, so that it may not have the deficiency of iodine that may lead to the retention of placenta. Retention of placenta is less common in dairy animals, is more frequent in dairy animals than that of beef. So retained placenta is less common in beef animals than in dairy animals, or dairy breeds has more prevalence of retention of placenta. Which symptoms is seen in deficiency of progesterone? Abortion. Which is seen in excess of progesterone? Irregular estrus. The various physiological processes involved in the birth of young ones are commonly known as parturition, and it is the definition of parturition that if someone asks that what is parturition, then parturition is the various physiological processes involved in the birth of young ones are collectively called as parturition. Oozing of colostrum from teats before 2 days of parturition in horse is known as vexing. An additional symptom which is seen in bitch approaching at parturition in contrast to cow is panting. Bitch shows panting, but cow do not show panting, and this is an additional symptom which is seen in bitch approaching parturition, which is a sign of approaching parturition in cow. All of above. What are these? And they are enlargement of mammary gland, tenacious white mucus discharge, and 2 to 6 times enlarged vulva. In first stage of parturition, contraction occur in uterus for 15 to 30 seconds, half minute. As the half-life of oxytocin is very less, or very, you can say that it the first stage of parturition contraction, it may be under the influence of Ferguson reflex that initiate the oxytocin, and half-life of oxytocin is very less, it may be 15 seconds. Which is the multiparous animal? Bitch is the multiparous animal. Multiparous means that give birth to many offsprings or many F1s. Cow usually give birth to one animal. Buffalo give to one F1 mare, also to mostly to one, but bitch has more than one, so it is multiparous. Sheep goats may also be the multiparous. The term used for multiparous animals in sheep, goat, or livestock is fecundity. In mare, which position is acquired by fetus through rotation? Dorsosacral. The normal position of animal during parturition is anterior longitudinal dorsosacral, and in male at parturition every animal including humans, all the mammals, mostly the mammals acquire anterior longitudinal dorsosacral, and this dorsosacral is achieved by the mare also, and near parturition. Expulsion of fetus occur in which stage of parturition? Second stage. Third stage is the excretion of placenta. Expulsion of placenta, which is not in second stage. Rotation of fetus is not seen in second stage. And in second stage of fetus, which of the following is seen? Expulsion of fetal membranes. It is of second stage. Expulsion of fetus is in second stage, and fetal membrane is in second stage. Fetal membrane, also known as the placenta. Proportion of fetus is delivered posteriorly high, in which its cells are very little, so it do not undergo any, mostly it do not undergo any dystocia due to that case, or if there is dystocia then it is not very complicated, which is known as the fourth stage of parturition. Involution. Involution means that the organs to undergo or to become functional, to capable for undergoing the reproductive cycle, and to let the conception. Time required for involution of cow is it may be 1 to 1 month. It is 9 days. Only 9 days are required for that case. Time required for involution of sow female pig is 10 days. Cow involution period is of 9 days. Sow is of 9 days. Eve is of 30 days, and the involution period of mare is 13 to 25 days. Maximum is of Eve, and second maximum is of mare, that is 25 days approximately. Time required for expulsion of fetus in mare is 10 to 30 minutes, approximately half hour. Time required for expulsion of fetus in cow is 3 hours. For sow is 1 to 4 hours. Time required for expulsion of fetus in sow is 1 to 4 hours, and cow is half to 3 hours, half hour in mare, and in Eve female sheep it is on half to 2 hours. Time required for preparatory stage in cow is half to 24 hours. Time required for preparatory stage in sow is half to 12 hours. Sow has less time required than that of cow. Time required for preparatory stage in mare is 1 to 4 hours, very less time. It is less than that of even sow. Maximum time is of cow of 24 hours, and it is of sow 12 hours, and then it is even less in mare, and it is only 1 to 4 hours. And sow and mare, they have the same time required for preparatory stage, that is 1 to 4 hours. Normal time required for expulsion of placenta in cow, mare, and Eve is half to 8 hours. Half to 8 hours or 1/3 of a day is the normal time required for expulsion of placenta. It is the third stage of pregnancy, I think. Third stage, no, it is not. I forget the appropriate term. Third stage of parturition, it is called the third stage of parturition in cow. Mostly vagino-cervical prolapse occur in advanced gestation. Vagino-cervical prolapse, it is in advanced gestation, and in more cases are in animals where the animal or a cattle is inseminated with the semen of foreign animal as well as the semen of freezing, etc. Then there are more cases of vaginocervical prolapse, despite of the fact that there is also a role of nutrition, genetics, etc. Vaginal cervical prolapse in more commonly used in pluripara. Pluripara animals are the animals that has more F1 number of F1 filials has vaginal cervical problems as bitch, etc. Sheep, goats. In which breed of cow vaginal cervical prolapse is common? Hereford. Hereford has the more cases of vaginocervical prolapse. In dogs, vaginocervical prolapse is occur during pro-estrus. Vaginocervical prolapse is often spoken by the farmer as casting of wethers. For treating the case of vaginocervical prolapse, we should be done rear part elevated, inject progesterone and relapsing the prolapsed part. Expulsion of dead fetus of recognizable size at any stage of gestation is known as abortion. Expulsion of fetus during gestation. If the statement was or will be the expulsion of fetus after gestation, then it will be stillbirth. The difference between stillbirth and abortion is that in abortion the fetus is expelled before the completion of gestation or during gestation, whereas in stillbirth fetus is expelled after the completion of its gestation period. Other terms as mummification. Mummification means the fetus is died but it is not expelled and it undergo autolytic changes, whereas infertility means they can be defined simply as the early embryonic mortality. Expulsion of dead fetus at completion of gestation period is known as it is stillbirth. And the difference between stillbirth and abortion is that in stillbirth the fetus completes its gestation and is expelled, whereas in abortion the fetus is expelled before the completion of its gestation. And mummification means fetus is died and not expelled and undergo autolytic changes. And infertility means of expel of a non-recognizable size of fetus as the early embryonic mortality. If there is early embryonic death, then fertilized ova, early embryo or fetus may abort without being seen is infertility. We had discussed it earlier. And mummification, you know that mummification is fetus of dead and not fetus is died and not expelled and undergo autolytic changes. And stillbirth is the expulsion of fetus after the completion of its gestation period. And infertility, this statement is the definition of infertility, that the fetus, if there is a early embryonic death, then fertilized ova or early embryo of fetus may abort without being seen. If fetus died after 3 to 4 months and corpus luteum is maintained, then it will not undergo the uterus and undergo autolytic changes known as, we had studied earlier, that if fetus is died and it is not expelled and undergo autolytic changes, then it is mummification. And another term is the maceration, which means that the fetus is died, not expelled and undergo heterolytic changes. It differentiates the mummification and maceration, the two types. that if the fetus undergo autolytic changes, then it is mummification, and if it undergo heterolytic changes, then it is maceration. And stillbirth, we had stated that it is the expulsion of fetus after the completion of its gestation period. And infertility can be, in the example of infertility can be early embryonic mortality, and abortion is the expulsion of fetus after the completion of its gestation period. If there is presence of infection, then fetus may undergo heterolytic degeneration. The world has explained that we have to select maceration, because if the if this treatment will have autolytic changes, then it will be the mummification, because the differential point of mummification and maceration is that the fetus, in both cases, the fetus is not expelled and fetus is died. It is common in both. Fetus is dead and it is not expelled. The difference is that the mummification has the autolytic changes and maceration has the heterolytic changes. Other options is stillbirth. We had stated earlier that stillbirth is the expulsion of fetus after gestation period, and abortion is the expulsion of fetus after before the completion of its gestation period. Which change occur within 12 hours of death of fetus in uterus? It is fetal color clouding. Non-infectious cause of abortion is infectious bronchitis. All are the viral causes, means they are infectious causes except the genetic, so it will be correct. Which infection is caused by a virus? All are the viral causes except so we will select all of above, as all are the viral causes of abortion. Which is known as Bank disease? Brucellosis is known as Bank disease. Its other name is undulating fever, Malta fever, etc. Inhuman brucella causes which of the following? It is the inhuman brucellosis is called as undulating fever or Malta fever. Both are A and B option are the name of same disease, means the disease of brucellosis in humans is called as undulating fever or Malta fever. Which strain of brucella affect sheep and goat? It will be the Brucella melitensis, as option A. Brucella abortus, it infects cattle and buffaloes. Brucella suis affects pigs. Brucella canis infects canines. Melitensis infects sheep and goats, so it will be the correct option. Number three, in bull, brucella infection is manifested by orchitis. We know that abortion is not the sign of bulls. Bulls never abort, so it will not be the option. And in cow, symptom of brucellosis is, all are the signs of brucellosis: enlargement of supramembrane lymph node, hygroma of joints, swelling of vulva, abortion. It will also be the point, but it is not in there. And if in the question was of bull, then we know that in bull the symptom is orchitis. Abortion occur due to brucella in the cow at last trimester. At early pregnancy, it is, if there is brucella, then it is due to Vibrio, and if it is in second trimester then or 4 months of gestation, then it will be due to Trichomonas fetalis. Second trimester is by Trichomonas fetalis, and Trichomonas fetalis infects by coitus. And the clinical pointer for the abortion at second trimester by Trichomonas fetalis, that will be by coitus, will be the potato soup like pus. Which is a dead vaccine of Brucella BA45/20, which should be performed in diagnosing brucellosis. All are the tests that are used for performing Brucella diagnosis, but most commonly used in Pakistan is Rose Bengal plate test, as it is economical and the antigen is easily available. But the fault is that Rose Bengal plate test is performed on sera. Plate agglutination and tube are also used in sera. There is also a test that can be performed on milk to check the animal is infected from brucellosis or not. This test is known as MRT, the milk ring test for brucellosis. The test which test is used to perform with milk to diagnose brucella, it is milk ring test. Plate agglutination, Rose Bengal, these both tests are performed. B and C are performed on sera. We require sera to check the animal is infected from brucella or not, whereas for milk ring test we require only the milk of the animal. In ABR test, if blue ring is at the top of milk, then diagnosis is strong positive. 1 positive means weak positive, 2 is mild positive, 3 is strong positive. Maximum bill is I think 4, not sure. Which is known as foothill abortion. EBA. EBA is known as foothill abortion, and EBA stands for epizootic bovine abortion. It is also known as foothill abortion, and it is by a tick is also involved for the spread of this disease, whereas EBR, the second option, EBR IPV, it means the enzootic bovine rhinotracheitis and infectious papular vulvovaginitis. The second option, it is caused by herpes virus, and this EBR IPV by herpes virus, it infects all these trimesters of the gestation. And it is caused by herpes virus. The other diseases of veterinary importance by herpes virus are malignant catarrhal fever and Ajaccio disease, that is also known as the pseudorabies. And the herpes virus, you know that it is double-stranded DNA virus. The causal organism of epizootic bovine abortion is psittacosis lymphogranuloma. That is also known as foothill disease. It is spread by ticks and it is caused by psittacosis lymphogranuloma, and EBA abort at last trimester. EBA abortion occur in which it is at last trimester. The EBA insect vector is tick. Hypothalamic hormones are small molecules of peptide. In case of trichomoniasis, abortion occur at 4 months of gestation. And the tuberculosis and brucellosis, the both are of zoonotic importance, veterinary importance, One Health importance, and these both diseases, the brucellosis and tuberculosis, they abort at 7 months of gestation and or more than that. In simple, the last trimester. Brucellosis and tuberculosis abort at last trimester and at 4 months of gestation. Trichomoniasis is responsible for abortion. Trichomonas fetus infection is propagated by coitus, and the pus formed by it is like pus, potato soup like pus. Infectious bovine rhinotracheitis and infectious papular vulvovaginitis infection is caused by herpes virus. We know that it is caused by herpes virus, and the pus form is like bite is like potato soup like, and the other diseases that are involved that are linked with herpes virus or are caused by herpes virus are malignant catarrhal fever, ISBN or pseudorabies disease, and herpes and other diseases too that are not mentioning now. And it is herpes virus is a double-stranded DNA virus. In infectious bovine rhinotracheitis and infectious pustular vulvovaginitis infection, abortion occur at all trimesters. It can infect at any trimester, and we know that it is caused by trichomonas, and the pus formed by it is like potato soup like, and its complete name is Trichomonas vitellis, spread by a coitus. In aborted fetus due to infectious bovine rhinotracheitis and infectious pustular vulvovaginitis virus, which sign is seen? All signs are seen: petechial heart, placentitis, and hepatitis. And the other points that we have to remember that it is caused by trichomonas and spread by a coitus, and its pus is potato soup like. In vibriosis, abortion occur in which stage of pregnancy? Second half. Do not confuse the half with the gestation, with the trimesters. Half divides into 2 and trimesters divide into 3. Before that we had studied the trimesters, now it is the half. Vibriosis abort at second half of abortion, and trichomonas can abort in all trimesters that has the potato soup like pus and spread by coitus. Which disease transmitted by coitus? Vibriosis. Vibriosis and trichomonas both can transmitted by a coitus. Isonicotinic acid is drug of choice for tuberculosis. It has no treatment. In tuberculosis affected animal, the abortion occur in last trimester of pregnancy along with brucellosis. The brucellosis and tuberculosis, both diseases are of one health importance, public health importance, and zoonotic importance, and they are emerging and re-emerging disease, and both of them, the brucellosis and tuberculosis, they abort at the last trimester of pregnancy. In which condition corpus luteum persists? Corpus luteum persists at mummification. Mummification can be divided as the papyraceous mummification and hematinic mummification. And mummification itself has the colleague of mummification is the maceration. And the difference in mummification and maceration is that mummification has autolytic changes and maceration has heterolytic changes. And the types of mummification are papyraceous and hematinic. Papyraceous are of polytocious involved with the polytocious animals, and hematinic mummification is involved within the cattle. The difference in polytocious, papyraceous mummification and the hematinic mummification of cattle is that the papyraceous mummification that infects polytocious animals is hard and has hard and graveled fetus, whereas the hematinic maceration that infects cattle is dry, firm, and hither-filled. Means the mummification of cattle will have dry, firm, and hither-filled, and it is the hematinic. Whereas the polytocious animals, they have papyraceous, hard, and graveled fetus. In polytocious animals, which type of mummification is present? We know that the polytocious animals has papyraceous mummification, and it will have hard and graveled fetus. In cattle, which type of mummification is present? It is hematinic in cattle, and it is triform and hither-filled, whereas the papyraceous type is in polytocious animals, that is hard and graveled feathers and fetus. In papyraceous type of mummification, fetus is filled as hard and graveled, whereas triform and leatherfill is in cattle, and its type is hematinic. Dry, firm, and leatherfill is in cattle, and it is hematinic. Hard and gravel is of polytocious animals, and it is papyraceous type. In hematinic mummification, the fetus is filled as dry, firm, and hither-filled. It is hither-filled or leather-filled, I am not sure. Dry, firm, and hither-filled. Whereas it is hematinic, and it infects the cattle. It is of cattle. Hard and graveled is of polytocious animals, and it indicates as a clinical point is that its fetus is hard and graveled. In a nutshell, this type of trifill and hitherfill is of cattle, and it is hematinic. In which condition external infection is get entered? Maceration. You know that maceration and mummification are differentiated as the mummification has autolytic changes and maceration has heterolytic changes. Heterolysis occur in which condition? Maceration, and mummification has autolytic changes. Dystocia means difficult birth. Difficult breathing means dyspnea, dyspnea. Dystocia is more common in which of the following pluripara animals has more chances of dystocia? Traumatic cause of dystocia is characterized as basic cause of dystocia. Dystocia is basically caused by trauma. So traumatic cause is the basic cause of dystocia. Mainly dystocia is caused in cow by disproportion between fetus size and pelvis. Wry neck is most commonly found in mare. Then what will be the most common condition for cow? It is uterine torsion. Uterine torsion can be divided upon the fact that how many horns are involved in it, or how many horns has undergone the uterine torsion. If one is involved, or the both of the horns are involved, uterus has two horns. And it is also the fact that both horns are involved in uterine torsion in uniparous animals, as they had the strong intercornual ligament. I repeat that the uterine torsion undergoes the torsion of both horns in mostly the uniparous animals as cattle or cow because it has strong intercornual ligament, and the uterine torsion undergoes only one horn in multiparous animals as they usually have weak or no intercornual ligament. The ligament between the horns is known as the intercornual ligament, and as it is not present or absent in multiparous animals, so the infected, if only one horn is infected or it undergo torsion, it do not affect the other horn. But in multiparous animals, the intercornual ligament or the ligament that is connected between both horns, it is strong, so infected of one horn infected means torsion. If one horn undergo torsion, then due to the strength of intercornual ligament, other horn also undergo torsion in uniparous animals. In this MCQ, mare has the wry neck and cow has more uterine torsion. Uterine torsion is common in cow. Both gravid and non-gravid horn are involved in torsion in which of the following uniparous animals? In uniparous animals, both horns are involved because they have strong intercornual ligament or intra or within the uterine horn ligament. In multivara, both horns are not involved in torsion. Why? Because the multivara animals have no or weak intercornual ligament. The example of the difference in unipara and multipara animals is that the animals that have the single F1 as parity, F1 parity of parturition or fetus or offspring is if only one, then it is unipara, and if the offsprings or F1 are many or more than one in an animal, then it is called multipara. In cattle, usually the fetus is only one, so it is considered as unipara, and cat dogs they give birth to usually to more than one offspring, then they are considered as multipara animals. So cat and dogs in the uterine torsion in multipara as cat and dogs, both horns are not involved due to weak intercornual ligament, which is cause of torsion. All of above can be the cause of torsion, as the injury or the sudden slip or fall, as injury, confinement in stables, or lack of tone of pregnant uterus, and it is treated by rolling on earth, laparotomy, caesarean section. And if we consider rolling on earth for the treatment of uterine torsion, then the animal should have to roll in the same direction as it has as with the direction of the torsion. For example, if the torsion is in right side, then the animal should have to roll on earth on the right side, and it is not the case in caesarean section or in laparotomy. If the in the laparotomy, if the animal has left torsion, then it should have to be rotated on right side rotation. So this point should have to be considered, that if we are treating the uterine torsion by rolling, or the laparotomy, then rolling principle is same, mean right side torsion, right side rolling, and vice versa in laparotomy. Example, left side torsion, then uterus is rotated on right side. Intercornal ligament is uniparous animals as cow, so they have both horns involved. And intercornal ligament is absent in cat and dog, and they are multiparous, so they may have only one horn involved in uterine torsion. Treatment of torsion of uterus is all of above. Rolling on earth, laparotomy, cesarean section. Rolling on the same side. If we are treating the torsion with rolling side, then rolling follows the same principle, means right side torsion, right side movement. Laparotomy uses the opposite principle, means that left side torsion, then right side rotation of uterus. If right side torsion occurs, then rolling of earth on should be same direction, right side. In case of left side torsion through laparotomy, mean opposite. Laparotomy means that opposite direction should have to be chosen. Then if in given statement it is left side torsion, so the uterus should be rotated on right side. In artificial vagina for bulls, the length of cylinder is 30 to 40 centimeter. 6 centimeter is the width of artificial vagina for bulls, and 30 to 40 centimeter is the length of artificial insemination vagina for the cylinder, and 50 to 55 centimeter is the length of inner sleeve. And some points that should have to be considered at the length of inner sleeve, that it should not be too thin or too thick. If the inner sleeve that is 50 to 50 centimeter in length, if it is too thin, then it bulges at the end of the cylinder. And if the length of the inner sleeve whose length is 50 to 55 centimeter, if it is too thick, then it is flexible, means that if the inner sleeve is thin, it bulges out, and if thick, then it is inflexible. But our option in this question is 30 to 40 centimeter is the length of cylinder. Length of inner sleeve is 50 to 55 centimeter, and the points that should have to be considered at the inner sleeve are its thickness and thinness. Not too much thin as it bulges out of the cylinder, not too thick that it will be inflexible. And 6 centimeter is the width of cylinder. The option A in that. In artificial vagina for bull, the width of cylinder is 60 centimeter. 30 to 40 centimeter is the length of artificial of cylinder. 6 centimeter is the width of cylinder. 50 to 55 centimeter is the length of inner sleeve. If inner sleeve used in artificial is too thin, then it bulges at end of the cylinder. It is inflexible if it is too thick. If inner sleeve of artificial vagina is thick, then it is inflexible. The width of inner sleeve used in artificial vagina is 6 centimeter. That will be more close is 7 to 8 centimeter. We had discussed it earlier. The width of inner sleeve is 6 centimeter or 7 to 8 centimeter. The length of cone used in 20 to 25 centimeter is the length of cone. That is in extension the length of cone. The length of cone is 20 to 25 centimeter, and width of cone, and the length of cone is for artificial vagina is 20 to 25 centimeter, whereas the width of inner sleeve is 6 centimeter or 7 to 8 centimeter. The capacity of collecting tube used in artificial vagina for bulls is 10 centimeter. And some points regarding the artificial vagina for bulls is that it can collect up to 10 ml, and it's the assembled artificial vagina shape is star shape, and the temperature range in artificial vagina for bull is 45 centigrade approximately. 45 degree centigrade is the temperature range of artificial vagina. It is star shaped. It can collect 10 ml of semen, and its length should be the optimal. If it is more or larger, then the deposition of semen will be in cylinder, and it is not too much bad. Then if the artificial vagina is too short, if the length of artificial vagina is less than the size of penis, then it may have the problems like bull get hurt by hitting the collection tube, and or it may throw off the collection while and the collection tube in artificial vagina, we usually take 1 to twice times the undergo the bull, let the bull to undergo artificial insemination and to give semen in the artificial vagina twice or once a week. The method used for collection of semen, there are many methods, but the most appropriate or good method that is considered is the electroejaculation method. It has benefits and faults. The benefit is that it gives us more volume of semen, and the fault is it is less concentrated. Other faults are that it contaminates the semen with urine. It requires technical expertise. Some males may resist, some males may not give semen by electroejaculation. The only benefit is that it gives more in volume of the semen. But the question was the capacity of collecting tube used in AV for bull is 10 ml. Assembled artificial vagina for bulls look like a star shaped, and the temperature that required for it is 45 degrees centigrade approximately. The range of temperature in artificial vagina for bulls is 40 to 46 degrees centigrade. It should have appropriate length. More length will give has the fault and deposition of semen is in cylinder, and if it is less length than the size of penis, length of artificial vagina is less than the size of penis, then penis may get hurted or it may throw off the collection while. If the length is more than the size of penis of bull, then which of the following occur? Deposition of semen in cylinder. If the length of artificial vagina is less than the size of penis of bull, then which of the following will occur? Both A and B. Bull get hurt by hitting the collection tube, throw off the collection tube. Deposition of semen in cylinder is not the case, because deposition of cylinder will be if the length of artificial vagina is more than the size of penis. Generally, how many times semen is collected from bull? It is collected 1 or 2 times. Most commonly method is the electroejaculation method, which gives us more urine. The faults are that it is less concentrated and contaminated with semen and urine. High technical expertise are required, and some males may resist. And within the electroejaculation, the current is AC 200 or 200 to 250 volts, single phase, 50 cycles. The current for the electroejaculation is alternating current 200 to 250 volts, single phase, 50 cycles. The characteristic of semen collected from electroejaculation method is more in volume, less in concentrated. Also contaminated with semen, highly technical required, and some males may resist. Which one is correct for electric source of electroejaculation? Alternative current of 200 to 250 volts, single phase, 50 cycles. The length of cylinder used in artificial vagina for RAM is. The length of cylinder used in artificial vagina for RAM is 10 cm, and B option 15 cm. It is the length of cylinder used in artificial vagina for buck. And the correlation of the length of cylinder and the length of inner sleeve in RAM is that the length of inner sleeve should always be 5 to 8 cm longer than the length of cylinder. As we know in this MCQ that the length of cylinder in RAM is 20 cm, so 5 to 8 cm will be more length, means 20 cm plus 5 to 8 cm. It means 25 to 28 centimeters will be the length of inner sleeve of the RAM, and the length of the cylinder will be the 20 centimeter. The length of cylinder in artificial vagina for buck is 15 cm. The length of inner sleeve used in artificial vagina for ram is 5 to 8 cm long than cylinder, and we know that the length of cylinder is 20 cm, so the length of inner sleeve should be 25 to 28 cm, as the length of inner sleeve should be 5 to 8 cm long than the length of cylinder. Prostaglandin cause luteolysis in cycling cows between all stages of the cycle. It can affect from 3 to 16 days. So both options are correct, A and B. Which one of the following is disadvantage of electroejaculation? All are included. Also, with the fact that it is less concentrated, it has contaminated semen with urine, it requires highly technical methods. Some males may resist, and electroejaculation also gives us the less concentrated semen. But the benefit of electroejaculation is that it gives more in volume. The semen is more in volume, and the current required for electroejaculation is alternating current 100 to 250 volts with single phase and 50 cycles. Penis locks in the curvature of uterus in case of boar pigs. In case of boar, quantity of semen, rich fraction of semen of boar is 40 to 80 ml. 40 to 80 ml is the quantity of sperm rich fraction. 10 ml is the quantity of pre-sperm fraction, and 150 to 200 ml is the quantity of low sperm fraction. All three options, 10 ml is the quantity of sperm pre-sperm fraction. 40 to 80 ml is the quantity of sperm rich fraction. 150 to 200 ml is the quantity of low sperm fraction. Along with these points, the post sperm fraction, which is gelatinous, is also secreted from the bulbourethral gland. So the semen may be divided into the sperm rich, pre-sperm fraction, quantity low sperm fraction, and the post sperm fraction. The post sperm fraction is from bulbourethral glands. Quantity of pre-sperm fraction of semen of bull is 10 ml. 40 to 80 ml is this quantity of sperm rich fraction. 150 to 200 ml is the quantity of low sperm fraction. The post sperm fraction, which is gelatinous, is secreted from bulbourethral gland. Two inner tubes are used in artificial vagina for which animal it is boar, and the type of artificial vagina in boar is Norwegian type. Mare has the Mississippi type artificial vagina. Buffalo bulls has the Danish type artificial vagina, and the bull has Norwegian type of artificial vagina. Along with the fact that two inner linings are required for the artificial vagina of boar or Norwegian type artificial vagina, it also requires air pump, and ejaculation is occurred by digital pressure in the Norwegian type artificial vagina of the bulls. Which type of artificial vagina is of boar? It is of Norwegian type. Mississippi type artificial vagina is used in stallion, and bull, the type of artificial vagina in bull is a Danish type, and the boar has Norwegian type. Air pump used in artificial vagina of which of the following animal? It is boar, that is Norwegian type, and along with the air pump it also has the two inner tubes or two inner linings of the artificial vagina in Norwegian type. Ejaculation is occurred by digital pressure in case of boar, artificial vagina, or the Norwegian type of artificial vagina. The length of artificial vagina is used for stallion is approximately 100 centimeter. It is 91.5 to 122 centimeter. 100 is in between them from all the stated options. Which fraction of semen is milky and contains high concentration of sperm in case of stallion? Second fraction or fraction 2. We should have also know the point that the Norwegian type artificial vagina or the artificial vagina of boar, it has two inner sheets, and it require air pump is also used in that, and it required digital pressure, and the shape of hole of artificial vagina for boar or Norwegian type is Y-like. The shape of hole of artificial vagina for boar is Y-like. It is talking about the whole of artificial vagina, and the whole shape of WHOLE, whole shape of artificial vagina for bull is star shape. The volume of ejaculate of bull is 5 to 8 centimeter. 125 centimeter is the ejaculate volume of horse or mare horse, and 215 ml is the ejaculate volume of a bull. Ejaculate in case of boar is 215 ml. Recommended diluent for semen of horse is glucose gelatin. Uh, uh, the other options as yolk citrate modification and yolk glucose citrate, the last option. Then we can make a concept that the ruminants or the halal that they are bull or ram, they use citrate, they always use citrate, and the non-halal or non-ruminants, they do not use citrate for their diluent. So in this case, yolk say citrate modification, it is used for bulls, and the last option yolk glucose citrate, it is used for rams. Option B, yolk glucose bicarbonate is used for swine, and glucose gelatin is used for horse. Means that we can claim that gelatin for horse and bicarbonate for swine. Basic is for swine, and citrate, if this citrate, then it should be for the ruminants, and citrate modified is for bull, and glucose citrate is for ram. Recommended diluent for semen of swine is yolk glucose bicarbonate. Basic bicarbonate if gelatin, then horse. Modified for bull, and only glucose citrate for ram. For ram is glucose citrate. Recommended diluent for semen of ram is yolk glucose citrate. Recommended diluent for semen of bull should be the yolk citrate modification. Yolk citrate modification. Storage temperature for semen of bull is 5 cm. 15 cm is storage temperature for horse. Storage temperature for semen of horse is 15 cm. And the semen for horse requires the diluent as glucose gelatin, and the bull requires yolk citrate modified, as the 5 degrees centigrade is for bull, so bull requires the yolk citrate modification. As we had studied earlier, rule of dilution of horse semen is 1:2. 1:105 is the dilution of bull, and the semen given by bull is 5 to 8 ml, and it is collected in Danish type artificial vagina. 1:9 is the dilution for ram, dilution of semen for ram. 1:4 is the dilution of semen for boar. Total amount of semen of boar is 215 ml, and it is collected in the Norwegian type artificial vagina, which has the hole whose shape is like Y. And 1:2 is the dilution of semen of horse, and the total concentration of semen is 125 ml, and it is collected in Mississippi type artificial vagina. Rate of dilution of horse semen is storage temperature for semen of horse is 15 degrees centigrade. Rate of dilution of horse semen is 1:2. Rate of dilution of boar's semen is 1:4. 1/105 is of bull, 1/109 is of ram, and 1:2 is of horse. Boar is 1:4. Rate of dilution of ram's semen is 1:9. 105 is of bull, 4 was for boar, and 2 was for pigs. 2 was for horse, and pigs has 1:4 or boar. Rate of dilution for bull's semen is 105. 1:145. The main objective of dilution of semen is to increase the volume of ejaculate to preserve the fertility capacity of sperm. Rate of dilution of bull semen is 1:105. The main objective of dilation of semen is both of above as to increase the volume of ejaculate and to preserve fertility capacity of sperm, which bacteria is not completely eliminated. Corynebacterium, Pyogenes, Ambrosella and Mycobacterium. The use of fructose in dilution is as to prevent the sperm agglutination. Fructose is used to prevent sperm agglutination. It is secreted from seminal vesicles in animals, and fructose is not utilized by abnormal semen as azoospermic semen or necrospermic semen. Azoospermic semen means semen having no sperms, and necrospermic semen means that the semen having immotile sperm. Both conditions, if the semen is subjected to any of these conditions, it cannot utilize the fructose, and fructose is secreted from the seminal vesicles. The mode of action of glycerol is all of above, as it modifies the size and shape of ice crystal. It binds water and decreases the freezing point. It prevents denaturation of proteins. 20% glycerol was added by Paul, Smith and Park, and first artificial insemination was by Stewart in 1951. How many parts of egg yolk is used in sodium citrate dilution? 50 parts of egg yolk is used in sodium citrate dilution. In EYGC diluent, 50 parts of 2.7% sodium citrate dehydrate, 30 parts of 5 gram annular grade glucose, and 20 parts of egg yolk is used. 2.7% citrate, 5 gram glucose, 20 parts egg yolk. Egg yolk 20, glucose 50 parts of 2.7%, and 5 gram of citrate, which is used in CUE. Which one is used in CUE? CUE can use all of them as sodium bicarbonate, potassium chloride and glucose, but we can never use skim milk in CUE. Which one is not used in CUE? Skim milk cannot be used in CUE. Tris buffer diluent has THMAM, trace hydroxymethyl aminomethane. Trace hydroxymethyl aminomethane is the tris buffer diluent. It has THMM. Which type of diluent is used? If we want to preserve active sperms for 7 to 10 days, we will use coconut based preparation. In preparing egg yolk, fresh hen's egg is wiped with 70% alcohol. If cold diluent is mixed in semen, then what will happen? Cold shock to semen will be observed in this case. If cold diluent is mixed, who accidentally added 20% glycerol to foul sperm solution? All of them, as Paul, Smith and Park, they added 20% glycerol to foul sperm solution, and glycerol modifies the size and shape of crystal. Glycerol binds water and decreases the freezing point. Glycerol prevents the denaturation of proteins. First artificial insemination was done with the deep frozen semen in 1951 by Paul. First artificial insemination was done from frozen semen by Stewart. Stewart has done first artificial insemination in 1951. Semen is stored in liquid nitrogen at which of the following at minus 196 degrees centigrade. Non-flagellar sperm are found in crustaceans. Nutritional deficiency causing bovine infertility is of multiple causes. The anterior part of nucleus is covered by a cap-like structure known as acrosome, a loose protoplasmic structure which envelops the apical part of sperm head is known as gallicapitis, or summary the cytoplasm of sperm is gallicapitis, and the head of sperm is covered with acrosome. The head of sperm is covered with acrosome, and the cytoplasm of sperm is gallicapitis. For bull spermatozoa, the numerical pattern of fibril is 9 plus 9 plus 2. It equals to 20. It can be remembered with that pattern. The addition of any of the other options is not equal to 20. 9 plus 9 plus 2 is the for bull spermatozoids the numerical pattern of fibril. Pattern with prostatic fluid. The seminal vesicle secretion is usually less acidic. Compared with prostatic fluid, the seminal vesicle is usually less acidic. Seminal vesicles are absent in dog and cat. In higher mammals, the main source of fructose are seminal vesicles. Seminal vesicles are secreted from the seminal vesicle secretes fructose. At which stage a nose ring is fixed in bull? At 9 days of the age of bull, a nose ring is fixed to the bull. At 12 months of age, bull will be screened for freedom from all of the diseases as vibrosis, brucellosis and trichomoniasis. At which age of bull should be trained for semen collection? At 18 months or 1.5 years of age of bull. Semen collection from bulls should be made during early morning. Brownish color semen probably indicates degenerative blood tissue. Yellow color semen is indicative of yellow color of the semen indicates the pus and cells. We can its summary is that pus and cells show yellow color, and if yellow color is of semen, if it has pulses and cells, semen is red and pink if it has fresh blood. Semen color is green if it has purulent degeneration. Semen color is brown if it has degenerative blood tissue. The color of semen is yellow if having pus and cells, red and pink having fresh blood. Color is green if it has purulent degeneration, and the color of semen is brown, and the color of semen is brown if it has degenerative blood tissue. So yellow color of semen is indicative of pus and cells, pinkish and reddish color is indication of fresh blood, greenish color of semen is indication of purulent degeneration. The average specific gravity of whole semen of dog is 1.011. It is the minimal specific gravity. The average specific gravity of whole semen in bull is 1.035. It is the maximal specific gravity among these, and the average specific gravity of whole semen in man is 1.028. that is average of the previous two. In summary, maximum specific gravity of semen is of bull followed by man and dog. Bull has the maximum of 1.035 followed by man of 1.028, and minimal is of dog as 1.011. For motility, test 0 is indicative of no motility. Which of the following semen is recommended for artificial insemination? 3 plus or more is recommended semen for artificial insemination. The movement of sperm may be which of the following? Any of the movement can be the movement of sperm as progressive, rotatory or oscillatory. For live and dead count method, living spermatozoa appear unstained. Live sperms are unstained. Dead sperms are stained. In normal bull semen, the percentage of abnormal forms should not exceed 15 to 20%. Abnormal sperms should not be more than 15 to 20% in normal semen of the bull. The main anaerobic source of energy in bull and ram is fructose. It is secreted from seminal vesicles and it is the main anaerobic source of energy, and it also prevents sperm agglutination, and it is also not utilized with semen having abnormal sperms or non-motile sperms. Fructose is not utilized by azoospermic semen or the necrospermic semen. You know that what are the azoospermic semen and necrospermic semen. Azoospermia means divide of sperms and necrospermia means immotile sperms. If we have no sperm, then azoospermia. If pathological sperms or immotile sperms, then it is necrospermic sperms. Sperm respiration is usually expressed in the terms of ZO2, and it was introduced by Redenz, REDNZ. Scientist Redenz proposed ZO2 to as to find out the sperm respiration, and it is also known as the coefficient of sperm respiration. ZO2 coefficient of sperm respiration. It was proposed by Redenz. It checks the sperm respiration. Coefficient of respiration was introduced by Redenz, REDENZ. ZO2 value for bull semen is which of the following? It is 21. 21 is the ZO2 for bull. Minimal is of cock, maximal is of ram. 7 is of cock. ZO2 or coefficient of respiration of semen of rabbit is 11, and the coefficient of respiration for semen of ram is 22. Maximum coefficient of respiration of semen is of ram, and the minimal coefficient of respiration for semen is of cock, that is 7. Bull is 21, that is little bit, that is approximately same as that of ram, and is maximal, whereas that of rabbit is intermediate. It is equal, or it is little bit closer to that of cock, that is of 7. Maximal coefficient of respiration in ram. Ram also has the minimal abnormal sperms, minimal abnormal sperm, but it do not have the maximal amount of semen. Maximal amount of semen in as volume as ml is of pig, but the optimal or the best quality semen with less or minimal abnormal sperms, it is of ram. ZO2 value for ram is 22. ZO2 value for rabbit semen is 11. ZO2 value for semen of cock is 7. In methylene blue reduction test, a good quality semen should reduce the color in 3.5 to 6 minutes. Methyl blue reduction test, it is also used to check the quality of milk. In this technique, a methyl blue reduction dye is added in any substance as the semen or the milk, and we will check the time that what time is taken to discolorize the solution of the milk, semen, etc. More the time is taken, more is the microbial content in or the pathogenic content in this solution, and more it is infected or it is of poor quality. 3 to 3.5 to 6 minutes is the time for semen, and if it is the milk, then milk should have to be decolorized within half hour. Time taken more than half hour as 4 to 5 hours indicate that the milk is of poor quality, and time, if more time taken is in semen, as in the case of semen, it may be 1 hour or more than 1 hour. It will indicate that the semen is of poor quality. But if it is of 3. If the color is reduced in 3.5 to 6 minutes, then it indicates that the semen is of good quality. Recently, NDRI kernel has introduced a diluent name as CAW. In case of BVSc, sperm could preserve for 2 days at refrigerated temperature. In case of CAW, sperm could be preserved for 5 days. Frequency of semen. EYC means egg. EYC means egg yolk citrate. In case of egg yolk citrate, the sperm could be preserved for 2 days at refrigerated temperature. In case of CAW, sperm could be preserved for 5 days at 50 degrees centigrade. It is an Indian related MCQ. Frequency of semen collected per week for cattle is 3.5 weeks, and the frequency of semen collection from horse is 7 to 10 times, and that of sheep is 7 to 35 times, and the concentration of semen of bull is 9,000 million sperms per ejaculate. 9,000 million sperms per ejaculate is the semen is the amount of sperms within the semen of a bull. Frequency of semen collected per week for horse is 3 to 5 times. We know that 7 to 10 times. For horse is 7 to 10 times. Frequency of semen collected per week of sheep is 7 to 25 times. 7 to 10 times is of mare, 3 to 5 times is of bull. Total sperm ejaculation for bull semen is 9,600, approximately 9,000, and the total sperm ejaculate million for swine semen is 8,000, and 15,000 is the sperm ejaculate of horse, and maximal is of pig, and it is 58,000. Maximum is of pig, 58,000 million sperms per ejaculate, followed by horse 15,000 sperms per ejaculate, and then it is of bull 9,000 million sperms per ejaculate. So in summary of we summarize that then the frequency of the semen collection in bull is 3 to 5 ejaculations per week. For sheep it is 7 to 25 ejaculations per week. For horse 7 to 10 ejaculations per week. And in case of dilutions, bull semen is diluted in the ratio of 1:105. Sheep is diluted at 1:9. Horse is diluted in 1:2. Swine semen is diluted in 1:4. Specific gravity of bull is 1.035. Specific gravity of dog is 1.011, and specific gravity of man is 1.028. Ejaculated volume of bull is 5 to 8 ml per ejaculate. For sheep is do not know, and for horse is 125 ml per ejaculate, and for swine is 215 ml per ejaculate. Total sperm ejaculate for swine semen is 58,000. Total sperm ejaculate for horse semen is 15,000. Total sperm ejaculate per million of sheep is 3,000. Motile sperm percentage for bull semen is 70. 70 is the motile sperm percentage for bull and stallion both. Bull and stallion both has the motile sperm percentage of 70. Here there are two terms, motility and normal sperms. How many sperms are motile, how many sperms are normal? So bull has 70% motile sperms and 80% normal sperms. So the bull has more normal sperms than motile sperms, whereas in case of stallion it is 70-70, means 70% motile sperms, 70% normal sperms. 60 is the percentage of swine. Swine has 60% motile sperms and 60% normal sperms. So we can see that swine has the percentage of motile and normal sperms. And swine and stallions, they have normal percentage of motile and normal sperms. Stallion has 70% motile, 70% normal sperm, whereas swine has 60% motile and 60% normal sperms. Differences are in bull and sheep. Sheep has 75% motile sperms and 95% normal sperms. Maximum amount or percentage of normal sperms is in sheep, it has 95% normal sperms, but motile is 75%. In bull, 70% are motile, 80% are normal. So motile sperm percentage for for stallion semen is 70%. Motile sperm percentage for sheep or ram is for sheep ram is 75%. Motile sperm percentage for swine semen is 60%. Morphological normal sperm percentage for swine semen is 60%. Morphological normal sperm percentage for bull is 80%. Morphological normal sperm percentage for horse semen is 70%. Horse semen has same the motile and normal sperms, that is 70%. Morphological normal sperm percentage for ram is 90%. Sheep or ram has the motile sperms at 75% and normal sperms as 90%. Motile 75, normal 90%. Which is the storage time for liquid semen for bulls in days? 4 days is the storage time for liquid semen for bulls in days. What is the storage time for semen in rams? It is 1 to 2 days. Bulls has more shelf life than that of rams. Bull's shelf life is of 4 days, that is the storage time for liquid semen. And rams storage time in liquid semen as liquid semen is for 1 to 2 days. Which is the storage time for liquid semen in rams? It is 1 to 2 days. Optimum time to inseminate cow is middle or end estrus. Optimum time to inseminate Eve is towards end of estrus. At end of estrus, the Eve is inseminated. Optimum time to inseminate swine is first and second day of estrus. Optimum time to inseminate cow is second day of estrus. Site of deposition of semen in cow is cervix and uterus is the site of deposition of mare. Site of deposition of semen in mare is uterus. Dose of insemination for bull semen is 1 ml, both of 1 ml, and the dose of insemination for swine is 50 ml. Dose of insemination for stallion is 20 to 40 ml, and the dose of insemination for ram is 0.2 ml. Bull 1 ml, swine 50 ml, stallion 20 to 40 ml, and ram 0.2 ml. Maximum doses of swine and stallions. Swine has maximum of 50 ml, 10 ml less than that of swine is of stallion, that is 40 ml approximately. Bull is 1 ml, ram is 0.2 ml. Dose of insemination for ram semen is 0.2 ml. Dose of insemination for swine semen is 50 ml. Dose of insemination for stallion semen is 20 to 40 ml. Number of possible female bred per ejaculate for bull is 800. 800 is the number of possible female bred per ejaculate, and 17 is of swine. Number of possible female bred per ejaculate for semen is 17. Number of possible female bred per ejaculate for ram is 40. Number of possible female bred per ejaculate for stallion is 7. So in summary, swine 17, stallion 7, ram 40, 800 is of bull. Bull has 32,000 doses for AI per ejaculate, and swine has 80 doses of artificial inseminations per ejaculate. Ram has 600 artificial insemination doses per ejaculate. Stallion has 60 artificial inseminations per ejaculate. Maximum doses are of bull that are 32,000 artificial inseminating doses per ejaculate, and minimal are Australian that are only the 60 artificial insemination doses per ejaculate. RAM has also considerable value of 600 artificial insemination ejaculate, but it is not as much as that of bull that has 32,000 artificial insemination ejaculates. And swine also has the little value of doses of only 80 artificial insemination per ejaculate, despite of the fact that it has a maximal volume of semen, but its semen is not very much concentrated with sperms. Number of possible female bred per ejaculate in case of a ram is 40. Number of possible female bred per ejaculate in case of swine is 17. Number of possible female bred per ejaculate in case of stallion is 7. It is the minimal is of stallion. And number of possible females bred per week by one bull semen through AI is 32,000. Number of possible females bred per week by one ram's semen through AI is 600. Number of possible females bred per week by one stallion semen through AI is 60. Number of possible females bred per week by one swine semen through AI is 80. Conception rate on first insemination in case of cattle through AI is 65%, and swine has 70%. Swine has more the conception percentage in first insemination. Conception percentage on first insemination in cattle is 65%. So swine has more conception rate than cattle by 5%. Conception percentage on first insemination in case of swine through AI is 75%. 65% is of cattle. At which of the following temperature frozen semen may be stored by using solid carbon dioxide and alcohol? It can be stored at -79 degrees centigrade. -79 degrees centigrade is the temperature at which the frozen semen may be stored using solid carbon dioxide. -190 degrees centigrade is the temperature at which the frozen semen may be stored at liquid air. At -196 degrees centigrade is of liquid nitrogen. It is the temperature of liquid nitrogen at which semen can be stored. And -296 degrees centigrade is of the temperature of liquid helium at which the semen can be stored. -79 degrees centigrade for solid carbon dioxide. -190 degrees centigrade liquid air. -196 degrees centigrade of liquid nitrogen. Note that the temperature of liquid nitrogen and liquid air is little bit same, only the difference is of 4 degrees centigrade. Liquid nitrogen is 4 degrees centigrade more. It has more less temperature, as it is -196 degrees centigrade and the air is of -190 degrees centigrade. But the leader among all of them, which has the minimal temperature, it is of liquid helium. It has -296 degrees centigrade. It is 100 degrees centigrade more less than that of the liquid nitrogen. -196 degrees centigrade and liquid helium -296 degrees centigrade. Whereas that of the solid carbon dioxide is not very less, because it is with alcohol, and it is only -79 degrees centigrade. At which temperature, as root of the following temperature frozen semen may be stored by using liquid helium? It is -296 degrees centigrade, the maximal less temperature. At which of the following temperature frozen semen may be stored by using liquid nitrogen? It is -196 degrees centigrade, second more less temperature, followed by -296 degrees centigrade of liquid helium. At which of the following temperature frozen semen may be stored by using liquid air? It is -190 degrees centigrade, slightly same as that of the liquid nitrogen. Major symptoms of bovine trichomoniasis is all of them as short stress cycle, prolonged stress cycle, and pyometra. Stress cycle is simply disturbed. It can be short, it can be prolonged, along with pyometra as plus points. Sperm concentration in million per ml of semen in case of swine is 270. The Campylobacter fetalis infection can be controlled by which of the following? Practicing AI, practicing artificial insemination in an extended liquid free from antibodies that the semen should have. It should have to be artificially inseminated, and its semen should have the antibiotics. Which of the uterus is sensitive to infections? During which of the following uterus is sensitive to infection during follicular phase? Which of the following placenta is found in pig? Pig has zonary. We will discuss in next chapter. Which type of placenta is found in pig? The placenta in pigs is diffused placenta. Diffused placenta is in pigs and horses. Cotyledonary placenta ruminants, zonary placenta in carnivores, and discoidal placenta in rats and rabbits. Pigs has diffused placenta. In cat and bitch, which type of placenta is formed? Cat and bitch has cotyledonary. Cat and dog has zonary placenta. As they are carnivores, so carnivores has zonary placenta. Diffused in horse and pigs, cotyledonary in ruminants, and discoidal in rats and rabbits. In sheep and cow, which type of placenta is formed? Sheep and goat has cotyledonary placenta, as they are ruminants. Ruminants has cotyledonary placenta. Horse and pigs has diffused placenta. Carnivores has zonary placenta. Rats and rabbits has discoidal placenta. In sheep and cow, which placenta is formed in? We know rat and rabbit. Which type of placenta is formed? Rat and rabbit has discoidal placenta. Horse and pigs has diffused placenta. Ruminants has cotyledonary placenta. Carnivores has zonary placenta, and rats has discoidal placenta along with rabbits. The anteaters or insect eaters have discoidal placenta. Endothelial chorial placenta is found in cat, dog, and deer. Hemochorial placenta is found in primates. Yolk sac is developed from which of the following? It is developed from endoderm. Yolk sac is developed from endoderm, and amnion is developed from ectoderm. Ectoderm develops amnion, endoderm develops yolk sac. Amnion is developed from which of the following? Amnion is developed from ectoderm. Ectoderm makes amnion, endoderm makes yolk sac. Allantois is developed from which of the following? Allantoic is developed from endoderm and splachnopuric mesoderm. Endoderm and splachnopuric mesoderm makes allantois. We know that yolk sac is from endoderm. Ectoderm has amnion. Endoderm has yolk sac. Endoderm develops from yolk sac, and the allantois is developed from endoderm and splachnopuric mesoderm. Which of the following is developed from allantois and trophoblast? Chorioallantois is developed from allantois and trophoblast. In which animal allantois is attached to amnion at various joints? Its answer is both A and B, as cow and pig. In cow and pig, allantois is attached to amnion at various joints, and in dog and cat it is freely movable. Allantois is attached at various joints in cow and pig, and allantois is freely in cat and dogs. In which animal amnion is 510 is related with allantois, 511 is related with amnion. Allantois is attached to amnion, and they are same. Allantois is attached to amnion, and the amnion is free in cat and dogs, but amnion is not free. Amnion is attached with allantois in A and B as cow and pig. Cow and pig ruminants or this type, they are attached, and canines, they have free amnion. Felines and cat and dogs, canine felines. Which of the following is correct for allantois fluid? It is clear, watery and amber in color, whereas the chorioamnion is clear, colorless and mucoid. The difference, we can differentiate it as that the chorioallantois is amber colored and the chorioamnion is mucoid color, or simple that chorioallantois is amber color. It has somewhat dark color. Both are clear and watery or colorless. Which of the following is correct for amniotic fluid? Amniotic fluid is mucoid, whereas amber in color is of chorioallantois. Schistosoma reflexes is most commonly seen in which of the following? It is seen in cattle. Schistosoma reflexes is an anomaly of trunk, and it is most commonly seen in cattle. Campylorhexis scoliosa is rare in both of above as cattle and swine. Cattle and swine are rarely infected with Campylorhexis scoliosa, whereas cattle is most commonly affected with Schistosoma reflexes. Schistosoma reflexes is the anomaly of trunk. Next is MOET. MOET means multiple ovulation and embryo transfer. The first successful transfer of fertilized egg in rabbit was reported in 1931, and first artificial insemination was in 1951. The first successful transfer of fertilized egg in rabbit was reported in 1931 by Walter Heap at United Kingdom. First successful transfer of fertilized egg was done by Walter Heap in 1931 in UK. First successful transfer of fertilized egg was done at United Kingdom by Walter Heap in 1931. India first embryo transfer, calf born at NII. First surgical buffalo embryo transfer, born in Asia at SAG. First non-surgical buffalo embryo transfer, calf born in 4th October 1988. On 4th October 1988, first non-surgical buffalo embryo transfer calf was born. Which of the following should be kept in our mind in selection of donor cow? All of these three should have to be kept in mind, as cow should be healthy and excellent. If we have to select it for donor cow, it should have to exhibit regular stress cycle. If it will have to be selected for donor cow, and its age should be between 3 to 10 years. if it is to be selected for donor cow. In a nutshell, cow should be healthy and excellent. It should exhibit regular stress cycle. It should be between 3 to 10 years. Condition where skin fails to form commonly on legs below the knee and hocks and on the muzzle area tongue is known as, in a nutshell, if the skin fails, a condition in which skin fails to form is known as epitheliogenesis imperfecta. Hypotrichosis congenita is if the hairs fails to form normally physiologically. If there is pathology in the formation of hairs, then it is hypotrichosis congenita. Trichus mean hairs. Epitheliogenesis imperfecta is the failure of skin to form. And hydrocephalus means water in head, and the animal in which the water is in head or fetus having water in head is the dummy or the baller. Baller or dummy fetus is called to the hydrocephalic fetus. Recessive defects characterized by a degree of hairlessness is known as hypotrichosis congenita. Means imperfect hair growth is known as hypotrichosis congenita. Condition characterized by the birth of dummy or baller calf is known as hydrocephalus. The name of hydrocephalus is the dummy or the baller calf. Condition where straight rear legs and contracted gastrocnemius muscles are formed is known as spastic paresis. And schistosoma. Spastic paresis is the condition where straight rear legs and contracted gastrocnemius muscles are formed. Which of the following is an anomaly of trunk? Schistosoma reflexus is the anomaly of trunk, and it is commonly seen in cattle. In hydroallantois, enlargement of abdomen is which of the following? In hydroallantois, enlargement of abdomen is rapid within 5 to 20 days. Hydroallantois has rapid within 5 to 20 days, and hydroamniote has slow. In hydroamniois, enlargement of abdomen is slow and is over weeks or months. Hydroallantois has rapid, hydroamnios has slow. Hydroallantois has rapid within 5 to 20 days. Hydroamnios has slow and it take weeks or months. Hydroallantois can easily be palpated and the horns, and in hydroamnios the horns are hard to palpate. In hydroamnios, enlargement of abdomen is rapid within 5 to 20 days. In hydroamnion, it is slow and over 5. In a hydroamnion, the abdomen is slowly and take months or weeks. In hydroallantois, palpation of distended horn through rectum is easy and it is rapid. The development enlargement of abdomen is rapid in that case, and it can be easily palpated. In hydroamnions, palpation of distended horn through rectum is hard and it is difficult to palpate that, and the abdominal enlargement is slow and it takes weeks or months. In relieving dystocia, hooks are the instruments which are used for traction by hooks, and sectioning are used for phytotomy, fetus to make the pieces of the fetus. Phytotomy is used for sectioning. Hooks is used for traction. In case of dystocia, which of the following is used For traction uses snares. Snares are used for traction. Phytotomy is used for sectioning. Phytotomes are used for sectioning, and traction is used for hooks. Phytotome for sectioning, hooks by traction, and snares are used in case of dystocia in traction. Snares is used for traction. In case of dystocia, which of the following is used for sectioning? All can be used. Phytotomes, knives, wire saws, anything that can cut can be used for sectioning. In case of dystocia, which of the following used for repulsion? None is used for repulsion. Phytotomes are used for sectioning. Snares are used for in case of dystocia for traction. For traction of dystocia, snares are used, and hooks are used for traction. Hooks are also used for traction. Snares and hooks are used for traction, and phytotome is used for sectioning. Phytotomes for sectioning, snares and hooks for traction. Williams crutch repeller, the name indicates it will be for repulsion, is used for which of the following? It is used for repulsion. Operations by which a fetus is returned to a normal presentation, position and posture is known as mutation. Mutation is used for returning fetus to its normal triple B, presentation, position and posture. Uses mutation to return to its normal PPP. And operation in which pushing the fetus out of pelvis into abdominal cavity is known as repulsion. Repulsion is the operation in which pushing the fetus out of pelvis into abdominal cavity. Repulsion simply means push. Repulsion means push. To push the fetus is repulsion, and to turn the fetus is rotation or mutation. And for normal, to attain a normal PPP, the term is used as mutation. Operation by which it is returned to normal PPP, presentation, position and posture is mutation. Returning to normal PPP is mutation. Rotation is a turning of fetus, and pushing of fetus is repulsion. Fetus pushing is repulsion, turning is rotation, and return to normal PPP is mutation. Turning of fetus on its long axis to bring the fetus into dorsosacral position is known as rotation. Turning to long axis is rotation, and repulsion means to push the fetus out of the pelvis into abdominal cavity. And in trichomonad pyometra, the characteristic of pus is thin, yellow and flocculent. Thin, yellow and flocculent is the pus in trichomonad pyometra. Lutealize or PGF2 alpha is used for all of the following: cystic ovary, mummified fetus and synchronization of estrus. In threatened abortion, which of the following is used? Progesterone is used in threatened abortion. In case of retained placenta, which of the following is used? Progesterone is used. In case of retained placenta, Exaper is used for retention of placenta, and we can also use oxytocin in that case. Ergot is used in which of the following is used to increase uterine tone? Oxytocin has also the same function, to increase the tonicity of uterus. For letting down of milk, mostly used drug is oxytocin. Oxytocin is the most commonly used drug for milk let down. In epidocin active ingredient is ethamate. Ethamate is the active ingredient of epidocin vet. Callboard is used in the treatment of milk fever. Callboard is used in the treatment of milk fever. Which of the following given below is used in pica? Tonophosphone, it may have phosphorus, is used in pica. First artificial insemination in India was done by Professor Hoffman. First artificial vagina was prepared by G. Ementa. G. Ementa prepared the first artificial vagina. First artificial insemination was performed in India by Polyak Dairy Farm at Mysore. How much key villages were established under KVS in 1952? 600. 600 key villages were established under KVS in 1952. Indian related question. Which of the following is most fragile part of sperm? Neck is the more fragile part of the sperm. Arrangement of myofibrils in middle piece of sperm is 9 plus 9 plus 2. 9 plus 2 is the arrangement of fibrils in tail of the sperm. Arrangement of fibrils in tail of sperm is 9 plus 2. 20 in a nutshell. 20 is the fibrils in neck and middle of the sperm. Tail has a 10. Tail has half number of fibrils. Tail has 10 fibrils, 9 plus 2, and the neck has 9 plus 9 plus 2, 20 fibrils. Total length of sperm in bull and ram or boar is 68 micron in bull and 66 micron in ram and boar. Bull has 2 microns more. 68 plus 66 plus 2 is 68. 68 is bull has 2 microns more the length of sperm than that of ram and boar. Bull sperm is lengthy by 2 microns than that of ram and boar, and the length of bull is 68 micron, whereas that of ram or boar is 66 micron. How many abnormal sperm encountered in bull? 20% is the abnormal sperm encountered in bull, and the which sperm has least abnormal sperm, which women has least abnormal sperm? Buck has the least abnormal sperm. Which of the following is commonly known as Jensen ring? Neck piece of the sperm is known as Jensen ring. That is the most fragile part of the sperm. Which of the following is the nature of prostatic secretion? Prostatic secretion is acidic and alkaline is the seminal vesicle secretion. Which of the following is nature of seminal vesicle? Seminal vesicle is alkaline in secretion and acidic nature is of the prostatic secretion. Prostate are acidic, seminal vesicles are alkaline. Which one of the following is in seminal vesicle secretion of stallion? Seminal vesicle of stallion has ergothion. Ergothion is present in the seminal vesicle of stallion, and inositol is present in the seminal vesicle of which animal? Inositol is present in the seminal vesicle of boar. Inositol is in the seminal vesicle of boar, and ergothion is the seminal vesicle of Stallion has ergothione, and the boar has inositol in its seminal vesicle secretion. Which of the following is secreted from epididymis? Epididymis secretes glycerol phosphocholine. Glycerophosphocholine is secreted by epididymis. Which of the following is maximum in semen volume? Semen volume is maximum in boar. Boar has maximum semen volume. Which of the following has highest sperm concentration per million? Ram has the highest sperm concentration per million, and boar semen volume is maximum. Maximum semen volume is of boar, and maximum semen or sperm concentration is of ram. Source of energy for sperm in female genital tract is glycerophosphocholine. Source of energy for semen in female genital tract is glycerophosphocholine GPC, and it is secreted from epididymis. Glycerophosphocholine is secreted from epididymis. Source of energy for sperm in male genital tract is fructose. Fructose is the source of energy for sperm in male genital tract. The angle between the block of teaser and that of bull should be 45 degree. Age of bull at which maximum output occur for semen as well as for sperm concentration is 2 to 4 years. At 2 to 4 years of bull, it has maximum output of semen as well as semen concentration. The length of artificial in vagina for English method for bull is 30 to 40 centimeter. 30 to 40 centimeter is the length of artificial vagina for English method, and 60 centimeter is the length of vagina for Cornell method. Length of artificial vagina for Cornell method is 60 centimeter. 30 to 40 centimeter is the length of artificial vagina for English method. Inner diameter of a rubber cylinder in artificial vagina for bull is 2.5. 2.5 is the inner diameter of a rubber cylinder in artificial vagina for bull, 2.5 inch. Temperature of artificial vagina for bull should be 41 degrees centigrade. Artificial vagina temperature should be 41 degrees centigrade, and the water of artificial vagina should be 45 to 50 degrees centigrade. Water of the artificial vagina should be 5 to 10 degrees more than that of the temperature of artificial vagina itself, because when we will add 45 to 50 degrees centigrade water in artificial vagina, then temperature due to the losses of energy or heat, it cannot attain. Our target is to maintain the 41 degrees centigrade of artificial vagina. We can add the water that is 5 to 10 degrees centigrade more than that of our targeted temperature of 41 degrees centigrade. So we add 45 to 50 degrees centigrade of water into the artificial vagina to attain our targeted 41 degrees centigrade of artificial vagina. Temperature of water filled in artificial vagina should be 45 to 50 degrees centigrade. Temperature is more than that of required of 41 degrees centigrade for artificial vagina, but this temperature is required to obtain the target temperature of 41 degrees centigrade of artificial vagina. Pressure inside artificial vagina for bull should be 45 millimeter of mercury. 45 to 55 millimeter of mercury is required pressure inside artificial vagina, and required temperature is 41 degrees centigrade, and the required temperature for water for artificial vagina is 46 degrees centigrade on average. Uterine milk is termed as histotroph. Histotroph is the uterine milk. Uterine milk is histotroph. Cystic ovarian syndrome in bovine is due to hormonal arrangement of luteinizing hormone. Hormonal derangement of luteinizing hormone can lead to cystic ovarian syndrome. Progesterone assay in cows is useful for detection of pregnancy. Assays that are used are the progesterone assays. Pseudopregnancy in which is characterized by extended metastral, luteal or post-estrum phase. The yolk sac placenta is functional in cows up to very few days. Very few days are the time at which the yolk sac placenta is functional in cows. Feminization in dogs is observed in Sertoli cell tumor. Sertoli cell tumor can lead to the feminization in dogs. In the uniparous animals, the traction of the fetus should be in the form of arc. There should be arc-shaped traction in uniparous animals. Infertility in cow was more initially due to infections like vibriosis, brucellosis and trichomoniasis. Infection can lead to infertility of cows initially. In adrenal virilism, the level of following is increased. 17 ketosteroids are increased in adrenal virilism. First artificial insemination in India was done by Professor Kumar. First artificial vagina was prepared by J. Emantha prepared the first artificial vagina. It's an important question. Artificial vagina by J. Emantha made the first artificial vagina. The first artificial vagina was performed in India by Palace Dairy Farm, Mysore. How much key villages were established in KVS 1952? 600. Most fragile part of sperm is neck. We know arrangement of fibrils in middle piece of sperm is 9 plus 9 plus 2, and arrangement of fibrils in tail is 9 plus 2. Arrangement of fibrils in tail of sperm is 9 plus 2. The total length of sperm in bull is 2 micron more than that of ram or bull, and the total length of sperm in bull is 68 micron in bull and 66 in ram and bull. It should have to be confirmed that it is not matching our previous MCQ. We had studied it earlier, but that option was not. The option was not that all are same. In this, it is saying all are same. So it clarification is required in MCQ. That what is the total length of sperm in bull, ram, and boar? How many abnormal form of sperm encountered in bull? 20% of abnormal sperm are encountered in bull. In which semen has least abnormal form of sperm? Ram has the least abnormal form of sperm. Which of the following is known as Jensen ring? Ring centriole is known as the Jensen ring. Nature of prostatic secretion is acidic and nature of seminal vesicle secretion is alkaline. Prostatic acidic, seminal vesicle alkaline. Which of the following present in seminal vesicle secretion of stallion has ergothione in its seminal vesicle and inositol is in the seminal vesicle secretion of boar? Which of the following present in seminal vesicular secretion of stallion? Ergothione is present in the seminal vesicular secretion of stallion, and inositol is present in boars. Inositol is present in the seminal vesicular secretion of boar. Inositol present in seminal vesicular secretion of boar, and stallion has ergothione. Which secreted from Epididymis. Glycerophosphocholine is secreted from epididymis. Inositol and ergothione both are secreted from seminal vesicles, but inositol is secreted from the seminal vesicle of boar. Ergothione is secreted from seminal vesicle of stallion, and there is another substance fructose that is secreted from seminal vesicle. And fructose for sperm motility fructose is responsible for sperm motility, and the source of energy for sperm in male genital tract is also the fructose. Fructose is the source for energy in male genital tract, and it is the source for sperm motility, and it is secreted by seminal vesicles. Semen volume of which animal is maximum? Boar has the maximal amount of semen. Second most volume of semen is of stallion. Boar has approximately 300 ml. Stallion has approximately 150 ml of semen. Boar, but it is not concentrated. It is talking about the volume of semen. The most concentrated semen million per ml is of ram, which has the highest sperm concentration. It is of ram. Source of energy for sperm in female genital tract is glycerophosphocholine, and the source of energy for sperm in female genital tract is glycerophosphocholine, and the source of energy for sperm in male genital tract is fructose. Fructose is the source of energy in male, and glycerophosphocholine is the source of energy in female, the source of energy for sperms. Recall that glycerophosphocholine is secreted from epididymis, and ergothione is secreted from the seminal vesicles of stallion, and another substance was the inositol that is secreted from the seminal vesicle of boar. Fructose is secreted also from seminal vesicles that provide energy and sperm motility. The angle between the block of teaser and that of bull should be 45 degree. Age of bull at which maximum output occur for semen as well as for sperm concentration is 2 to 4 years. 5 to 8 is not true. I think it is not true. Age I have find the answer 2 to 4. At 2 to 4 age, it is the age at which the bull is mature and can have the optimal confirmation is required by the option A or B, which one is correct. 608. Length of artificial vagina for English method of bull is 30 to 40 centimeter, and 60 centimeter is the length for cornel. Is the length of artificial vagina for cornel method. The cornel method is double to that of English method. Cornel method artificial vagina length is 60 centimeter, and that of English method is 30 to 40 centimeter. By thumb rule, cornel artificial vagina is double the length of the English artificial vagina. Which dry roughage has maximum digestible crude protein? Lucerne hai. It is also known as alfalfa. Lucerne or alfalfa has the maximum digestible crude protein. Temperature of artificial vagina for bull should be 41 degrees centigrade, and the temperature of water filled in an artificial vagina for bull should be 45 to 50 degrees centigrade. Pressure inside artificial vagina for bull should be 45 to 55 millimeter of mercury. We can remember it or remember it as the point that the temperature of water and the pressure inside the artificial vagina should be same, but with appropriate units. As the temperature is degree centigrade, so it should be 45 to 55 or 50 degree centigrade, and we call for pressure, then it should be values are same, 45 to 55 millimeter of mercury of pressure and 45 to 50 degree centigrade of water temperature. But the temperature of artificial vagina is 5 degree centigrade less than that of both of these values. It is 41 degree centigrade. The cross of F1 hybrid with individual or strain having the recessive phenotype or concentrated trait is known as test cross. Test cross is the cross of F1 with recessive trait. The cross of hybrid to one of the parental type is known as back cross. F1 cross with parent is back cross. F1 crossed the recessive is the test cross. By thumb rule, F1 cross the recessive trait test cross, F1 cross back cross. Back mean parents, any one of the parent with F1 is the back cross. The an induced ovulator is which of the following? Both cat and rabbits are induced ovulators along with camel. Camel is not in the option, but cattle, cat, rabbit and camel are induced ovulators. Fructose for sperm motility is provided by seminal vesicle. Failure of testes to descend into scrotum is cryptorchidism. Cryptorchidism is the failure of testes to descend into scrotum. Corpus luteum secretes which of the following? Which secretes progesterone. Ovulation occur under the influence of luteinizing hormone. LH surge results in ovulation. In 32-day human menstrual cycle, ovulation occur at day its day is 18. Day 28 is wrong. In 32-day human menstrual cycle, ovulation occur in day 18. Option C is correct. Ovulation stress cycle is indication of breeding period. Loss of reproductive capacity in women after the age of 45 is menopause. Menstrual cycle is in humans, apes and the old world monkeys. Site of fertilization in mammal is fallopian tube or uterine tube. Do not confuse uterine tube with the uterine horn. The female reproductive system is as follows: vagina, cervix, uterine horn, uterine tube. Uterine horn leads to uterine tube that leads to the ovary. Which one is secondary sexual character of females? Breast. Secondary sexual character of females, also called as mammary gland in animals. Estrogen secreted by theca interna. Theca interna secretes the estrogen. Remember that ova is lined with corona radiata. Ova is lined with corona radiata and corona radiata is lined with antrum. Antrum is lined with theca interna and then theca externa. Ova, corona radiata, antrum, theca externa, theca interna, theca externa, and whole of this is the follicle. Cells of bleeding produce testosterone. Progesterone is produced by Cl. Urine test for pregnancy in humans determines human gonadotropin. Urine test of pregnancy determines human chorion gonadotropin in humans. It is not secreted in animals, so pregnancy test of urine in animals as cattle buffalo is not possible. Through this technique, through checking the human chorion gonadotropin, which one of the following is primary sex organ? Testes are the primary sex organ. Proliferative phase of menstrual cycle is maintained by estrogen. Endometrium is lining of uterus. Contraceptive pills acts by progesterone. Contraceptive pills have a progesterone. Oral contraceptive pill act by preventing ovulation. Amniocentesis is the process to determine any hereditary disease in embryo. Amniocentesis, to drain the amniotic fluid. The synthesis of amniotic fluid is to check the hereditary disease in embryo. The menses means the menses occurs in human. The menses occurs in human beings, old world monkeys, and apes. Polyestrous animal is cat. Cat is the polyestrous animal. Bitter canal is found in toad. It is found near the kidney of male toad. The option marked here is false. Rabbit do not have bitter canal. Bitter canal lies in toad. Toad and male frog is toad, and it is near the kidney of male frog or toad. Sperm achieve maturity in epididymis. Outermost tunic of testes is tunica vaginalis. Globus minor is another name of Carda epididymis. Capit epididymis is the globus major. Capit epididymis is globus major, and the Carda epididymis is the globus minor. Caput major, Carda minor. Caput major, Carda minor. Removal of uterus is called hysterectomy. Glands of Tyson are modified sebaceous gland. Mesorchium is peritoneal fluid that holds the fetal testes in place. Fetus testes are placed in appropriately by mesorchium. Epididymis is originated from Wolffian duct. Epididymis originates from Wolffian duct. pH of vagina is 4.5. Amenorrhea occurs at all of these as menopause. Before amenorrhea means no menses or stop of menstrual cycle. It occurs before puberty, at menopause, and at pregnancy. Excessive uterine bleeding, both in amount and duration of flow, occur at regular interval is called menorrhagia. Hemorrhagic menses, it is the excessive bleeding, and the both in amount and duration. The oligospermia is present when count is less than 40 million per ml. Viable period of ovum means that the period when ova is functional, it is of 48 hours or 2 days. Do not know for which species it is asking about, but I think it will be the humans. Minimum gestation period occur in rat. Gestation period of elephant is of 2 years. Humans has 9 months. Rat has the minimum. Do not know how much months. Which is the human placenta. Human placenta is chorionic. hemochorial, metadiscoidal, and deciduate. Homologous to uterus in male is seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle is the homologous to uterus in males. Ovulation in mammals is a process in which egg is released from Graafian follicle. Ovulation in mammals is a process in which egg is released from mature Graafian follicle. During fertilization, two cells fuse, yet the blastomeres of zygote contain the same number of chromosomes as in the body cells because meiosis occurs during gametogenesis. During fertilization, two cells fuse, yet the blastomeres of zygote contain the same number of chromosomes as in the body cells because meiosis occurs during gametogenesis that halves the number of chromosomes. Genetic material. Spermatogenesis is mainly under regulatory influence of follicle stimulating hormone. Chromosome set of blastula is 2x. First indication of physiological division of labor in embryo appear at gastrula stage. The yolk plug of gastrula represents its posterior end. Blastopore is found in gastrula and is opening of archenteron. Blastopore is found in gastrula and is opening of archenteron. Neural tube of frog develops from ectodermic embryonic layer. Ectoderm leads to neural tube of frog. Gray crescent of embryo gives rise to dorsal side of adult, where there is gray crescent directs the dorsal side. If amount and distribution of yolk in an egg is changed, which of these will occur? Type of cleavage. Amount and distribution of yolk determines the type of cleavage in egg. Oviparous animal site of embryonic development is mainly inside the female body. Oviviviparous animals embryonic development is inside the site of embryonic development is inside the female body. Fusion of male and female pronuclei is called amphimixis. Amphimixis is the fusion of male and female pronuclei. At the time of fertilization, eggs in ovum are coelentrates. At fertilization, eggs in ova are in coelentrates. Ovulation, which is induced by copulation, is called as induced ovulation. And I repeat that ovulation which is induced by copulation is induced ovulation, and induced ovulators are the cats and camels. Without cavity, 32-celled solid ball-like structure is known as morula. Morula is the 32-celled solid ball without cavity. Excretory and reproductive systems are originated from mesoderm. Fertilization of mammals take place in proximal part of oviduct. Formation of primitive gut started in gastrula. In gastrula there is the formation of primitive gut. Yolk is almost absent in elechithal egg. In elechithal egg, yolk is almost absent. Process of formation of gamete is called gametogenesis. How many spermatozoids are formed from 100 primary spermatocytes? 400 spermatozoids are formed from 100 primary spermatocytes. or 4 spermatids are formed from one primary spermatocyte, or simply each spermatocyte forms 4 spermatids. One spermatocyte makes 4 spermatids. Interface of cleavage is all of above, or interface of cleavage is short phase. In interface of cleavage, G1 and G2 phases are absent. In interface of cleavage, DNA duplication take place. Or summary is that in interface of cleavage it is short phase, G1 and G2 phases are absent, and DNA duplication take place. The yolk plug is a structure in gastrula which is formed by a protrusion of endodermal cells. The yolk plug is a structure in gastrula which is formed by the protrusion of endodermal cells. Eccentric blastocele occurs in amphiblastula. Holoblastic cleavage activity occur in alecythal, microlecithal, and mesolecithal egg. Holoblastic cleavage occur in alecythal, microlecithal, and mesolecithal. Alico, micro, and mesolecithal eggs has the holoblastic cleavage. When sperm enter in egg of the frog, second maturation division occurs. Anti-fertilization is acidic protein. Anti-fertilization is acidic protein. Development of unfertilized egg is called parthenogenesis, or the parthenogenesis it is the fertilized egg. If egg leads to an adult, the egg leads to an embryo and the adult, then it is the parthenogenesis. It is more common in plants, and it also occurs sometimes in mammals too. In most, parthenogenesis has no male, only the female egg leads to an mature adult. The most parthenogenesis do not have male gamete at all. It is the product of the development and growth of female gamete. In most of chordate animals, second maturation division take place at the time of fertilization. When sperm is fertilized with ovum, then the second maturation division take place. In zygote metatherian mammals, cleavage is holoblastic. In zygote of metatherian mammals, cleavage is holoblastic. Which of the embryonic layer forms maximum structures? Mesoderm forms maximum structures. In amphigenous, the complete gastrulation takes place by invagination. Fertilization membrane is formed by mitochondria. In most of the vertebrates, sperms are monoflagellate. Eggs of which animal contain micropyle? Insects. Eggs of insects contains micropyle. Ring of centriole is located at the last end of the middle part of the sperm, or the start of the last part, or the last of the middle part. Last of the middle part has the ring centriole. Synthesis of yolk take place in none. Eggs of the duckbill platypus and echidna prototherians are the eggs of the duckbill platypus are polylecithal and cleidoic. Polylecithal and cleidoic. Cleidoic eggs are found in amphibians. Cleidoic eggs are found in amphibians, and duckbill platypus and echidna or prototherians, in which animals sperm can survive for a longer period in the body of female aves. In aves or avians, sperm can survive for a longer period in the female body. In middle piece of sperm, arrangement of fibers and tubercle is 9 plus 9 plus 2. 9 plus 9 plus 2 sums up to the 20. It is in the middle piece of sperm arrangement of fibers and tubercles. Which of the following type of division occurs in multiplication phase of spermatogenesis? Mitosis is the division in the multiplicative phase of spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis has the multiplicative phase as mitosis. In insects, yolk synthesis takes place in fat bodies. In insects, yolk synthesis takes place in fat bodies. In birds, sperm head is corkscrew shaped. Niban sheath occurs in which part of sperm? Middle piece. In middle piece there is Niban sheath. Which scientist discovered Graf discovered R.V. Graf discovered the Graafian follicle. Which vitamin is essential for gametogenesis? Vitamin E or tocopherol is essential for gametogenesis. The half-life of pregnant mare serum gonadotropin is more than FSH due to the fact that the PMSG has sialic acid. And dose of pregnant mare serum gonadotropin required for follicular growth in cow weighing 400 kg is 1500 to 3000 international unit, or in nutshell 15 or 3000 international unit is the dose rate of PMSG pregnant mare serum gonadotropin for the follicular growth in mare. Hormones responsible for ripening of cervix are both and be estrogen and relaxin, cortisol and prostaglandin. They are the hormones responsible for ripening of cervix. Progesterone is secreted from which one of the following? It is secreted from corpus luteum and placenta. The growth of follicle before cell stage is under the control of intraovarian. The growth of follicle before cell stage is under the control of intraovarian. I do not understand that. The fate of estrus cycle after a successful conception is anestrus. The fate of estrus cycle after successful conception is anestrus, which is considered as seasonally monocyclic. Most common pathological sequelae of parturition is retention of placenta. Retention of placenta is the most common pathological sequelae of parturition. The potent analog of prostaglandin F12 is estromate that causes abortion, and it is also used in estrus synchronization. Second and third stage of labor are interspersed in which? Second and third stage labor are interspersed in which? Ovary of a sow is mulberry shaped, and ovary of a bean shape is mare, and almond shape is in bovine. Bovine has almond shape, bean shaped in mare, mulberry shaped in sow. First, mulberry or shatooth run little round egg. I cannot explain that. You can Google it. Mulberry. First embryo transfer in cattle was successfully done by Willett et al. Willett et al. Reported the first embryo transfer. First artificial insemination was also in 1951. In cattle, blastocyst develop after 6 to 8 days of ovulation. Best result is obtained when embryo transfer is done by non-surgical technique at early blastocyst stage. Dose of pregnant mare serum gonadotropin for follicular growth in cowing for a kilogram is 1500 to 3000 international units. Dose of luteinizing hormone for ovulation in case of cattle is 75 to 100 mg. Optimum thawing temperature for embryo ranges between 20 to 37 degrees centigrade. Specific gravity of glycerol cryoprotectant is 1.25. pH of embryo collection media ranges between 7.2 to 7.35. For embryo collection through non-surgical technique, the total volume of flushing media for both horns should be 800 to 100 ml. For embryo collection through non-surgical technique, the volume of flushing media for both horns should be 1 liter by thumb rule, or 800 to 1000 ml. It is equal to 1 liter. 1 liter is the flushing media for both horns. For optimum results, the recipient should be in estrus within 12 hours of donor's estrus. pH of semen's bull is slightly acidic. 6.8 to 6.97 is neutral. ART, assisted reproductive technology, includes embryo transfer, artificial insemination, and in vitro production of embryo. Which of the following morphological abnormalities in sperm is most serious? Primary morphological abnormalities in sperm is most serious. Nature of oxytocin hormone is polypeptide. Fructolytic index of bull semen is 1.4 to 2 mg per hour. Approximately 1.5 mg per hour is the FI of bull semen or the fructolytic index. Long day breeder is mare. Mare is a long day breeder. Gonadotropic releasing hormone can be used in all of the cases where FSH and LH is used, as delayed ovulation and luteal insufficiency, but GnRH cannot be used. Where FSH and LH is used is the condition of superovulation. Half-life of FSH is 1 hour and half-life of oxytocin is approximately 1 minute or 30 seconds. Use of oxytocin is done in case of all of above, as uterine inertia, in retained placenta, in PMI, IE, I do not know what it is, and for milk let down. Oxytocin is used for milk let down, but it is banned in Pakistan to use oxytocin. It is discouraged to use oxytocin for milk let down, and oxytocin is the hormone that is released by the mother by Ferguson reflex at parturition. Age of puberty depends on species and breed, nutrition, stress and disease. In which following estrus stage is absent? The last stage of estrus, that is diestrus. Diestrus is absent in which species temporary teat engorgement, TTE, is found as a sign of heat? Buffalo. In buffalo, there is temporary teat engorgement, and in Urdu or Bahawalpur region it is called as धारें भरना, and they call that as धारें तोड़ती है गाय भैंस तो फिर बोलती है. It is the common term used in this region. Female which has not conceived or calved not a signal time is called nullipara. Nullipara means no, para mean parity, nulli mean no parity. The animal that has never parturited is the nulliparous animals, and this statement is female which has not conceived or calved or not a single time is nullipara, that has conceived or calved many times is multipara. The animal that is conceived or calved for one time is primipara. One time primipara parturition, many parities multipara, no parity or no conception or no calving nullipara. Time of maternal recognition of pregnancy in cows is 16 to 17 days. Which test is performed for pregnancy diagnosis? Koboni test is used for pregnancy diagnosis, and methyl blue reduction test is the test in which milk is added with methyl blue reduction test dye if the color is and check the decolorization of the methyl blue color. The more time taken by milk to decolorize the color, the more poor quality is of the milk. If it is dye is decolorized within half hour or less than that, then the milk is of very good quality, and if the milk is decolorizing the blue methylene blue dye more than 5 hours or taking 5 hours, then it is of poor quality. Good quality milk if it is decolorizing within half hour, or and it is of poor quality, the milk is of poor quality if it is decolorizing the milk and it is taking 5 hours. It is a test to check the quality of the bacterial load in raw milk. The primates and rodents, which type of placenta is found? Primates and rodents have discoidal placenta, or in summary zonary placenta is found in canine and felines, and cotyledonary placenta is in ruminants. Discoidal placenta is present in primates and rodents. Humans are also the primates, so humans has discoidal placenta, and diffused placenta is present in mare. Diffused placenta, zonary placenta, canine, feline, cotyledonary in ruminants, discoidal in primates and rodents, diffused placenta in mare. Second stage of labor or parturition in mare is of 30 minutes. Cervical star most commonly found in mare. Cervical star is most commonly found in mare. Fetal dropsy includes fetal ascites, fetal anasarca, and hydrocephalus. Dropsy means fluid accumulation, liquid accumulation. Fetal ascites has the fluid accumulation. Fetal anasarca and hydrocephalus. Hydrocephalus means liquid in head. Fetal anasarca and fetal ascites are all the conditions of fetal dropsy. It means that all these conditions the fetus has fluid or liquid filled cavity in any of its region. Common cause of dystocia in buffalo is uterine torsion. Uterine torsion is the common cause of dystocia, and it can be caused by injury and by the confinement of animals, and do not let the animal to walk freely during its last days or last month of pregnancy, 9th or 10th month of pregnancy. It also can be caused by a decreased tonicity of uterus. And the types of uterine torsion are the one horn may be involved in uterine torsion, or both horns may undergo torsion. Both horns are involved in uterine torsion. The torsion of one horn is in multiparous animals, and the torsion in which both horns are involved, it is in uniparous animals. Uterine torsion, that is in which one horn is involved, which infects multiparous animals, it is because that the multiparous animals have no intracornual or weak intracornual ligament. Intracornual ligament is the ligament that holds the two horns. If the ligament is weak in multiparous animals, then only one horn can undergo torsion and other horn is not infected with that. Whereas in uniparous animals they have strong intercornual ligament, as in the case of cattle, buffaloes. Cattle and buffaloes are uniparous animals. They have strong intercornual ligaments, so infection or affection or infection of infected, not bacterial infected. In this case, infection means torsion. The torsion of one horn will also let the other horn to undergo torsion due to this strong intercornual ligament that is between the two horns. So multiparous animals are cat and dogs. They have one horn. They may have one horn involved in uterine torsion, and if there is uterine torsion in cattle, buffalo, so both horns will be involved, as they are uniparous and they have strong intercornual ligament. Fetal male posture is in camel and mare. Common cause of dystocia in camel and mare is due to fetal male posture or fetal maternal and fetal male posture is the common cause of dystocia in camel and mare. Common cause of dystocia in camel and mare is fetopostural abnormality, means the male position of fetus. The normal position of presentation posture and of the animal is anterior longitudinal dorsosacral, forelimbs on the pelvic cavity. Rotation of fetus on its transverse axis into the anterior or posterior presentation is called version, and the rotation of fetus on its transverse axis into anterior or posterior position is called version, and the repulsion of fetus, or to force the fetus to go inside the uterus, is called as repulsion. Repulsion means to push, to force the fetus to go inside the uterus. It is conducted or it is performed to correct the PPP presentation posture of the fetus uh, to cope up with dystocia, which is true for follicular cyst. All are true for follicular cyst, as they are multiple in nature. They cause nymphomania due to more estrogen that is secreted from the follicles, and if the follicles are persistent, then it will lead to nymphomania. Persist for more than 10 days. It can persist for more than 10 days. TVT or transvenereal tumor, in which is treated by vincristine. Vincristine treats transvenereal tumor that is common in bitches. Sperm velocity in female genital tract is 3 mm per second. 3 mm per second, and it will be 180 mm per minute. Or if we consider the speed of sperm in 1 hour, it can cover approximately 11 meters in an hour. Sperm can cover 11 meters in 1 hour, or in 1 day sperm can cover approximately half kilometer, 648 meter. Approximately 650 meter is covered within a day, and within an hour it can cover 11 meters. Within a minute it can cover approximately 200 millimeter or 180 millimeter, and the thumb rule is it covers 3 millimeter per second. Due to mishandling of semen, which type of morphological abnormalities occur? These are the tertiary abnormalities that are in the morphological abnormalities that are occurred due to mishandling, and primary is not the correct option. Primary is the most serious abnormality. And the next question is in 1780 L. Spallanzani done first AI in which in Potentia Sindai, and the first AI in Pakistan was in 2010 or more, maybe more than that, but in the world in 1780 L. Spilensky done the first AI in which impotentia Sindai is cast in which of the following conditions it can be cast in all conditions at phimosis, paraphimosis, and phallocamposis. Main piece is strongly coiled over the mid piece in the dag defect. Dag defect is the defect in which main piece is strongly coiled over the mid piece of the sperm. For 12 bulls, 30 artificial vagina are required. Sigmoid flexor is present in all ruminants. As horse is not the ruminant, so it do not have the sigmoid flexor. Horse do not have sigmoid flexor, and donkey do not have the sigmoid flexor. Humans also do not have. Ruminants have sigmoid flexor. Cowper's gland boar also have the sigmoid flexor. Cowper's gland or bulbourethral gland is absent in dogs. Dog is deprived of these accessory sex glands. Duration of coitus in swine is of 3 to 8 minutes. In male, ovulation occurs at ovulation fossa. Ovulation fossa is the point where the ovulation occurs in male. In cat, time of ovulation is about 27 hours after coitus, approximately 1 day, more than some hours, 3 hours more than that of a day. It is the time where the cat ovulates after coitus. Capacitation time for spermatozoa in sheep is approximately 1 hour, 30 to 60 minutes. Herbal preparation used in anesthesia are all as bol, prajna, bol, genova, bol, sajani. They are used in the treatment of anesthesia. There are herbal products, maybe of India. Predisposing factors for the cystic ovarian disease is stress and season. Stress and season are the predisposing factors for cystic ovarian diseases. Nymphomania is seen in follicular cyst. In trichomoniasis, abortion usually occur in 1 to 4 months. In 6 to 9 months, brucella and tuberculosis are responsible for abortion. Mycotic abortion is due to all of these as Aspergillus, Candida, and Neospora. Buffalo and camel are short day breeder. Long day breeder is mare. In which at parturition there is bluish discharge. There is greenish discharge. In greenish discharge is the discharge in which near parturition, at parturition. Froelich syndrome occasionally occur in dog and humans too. They have the humans, males have the condition of Froelich disease in which human males eat very much. They become obese, they have small testes, and in humans, and this disease is mainly the metabolic disease in which they eat very much, they have obesity, they have small testes, and it is also known as the adipocogenital dystrophy. Froelich syndrome of humans is also called as adipocogenital dystrophy. Eat very much, obesity, decreased testis size, and decreased onset of puberty, the age of onset of puberty. It may also be in dogs. In sheep and goat, infectious cause of infertility is all of them as enzootic abortion, toxoplasmosis, and campylobacteriosis. Transvenereal tumor in dog is transmitted by mating and by licking the genitalia. Volume of pellet is 0.1 to 0.2 ml. Volume of pellets is 0.1 to 0.2 ml. Infectious cause of infertility in mares is all of them can caused by are the infectious cause of infertility, and they all can be transmitted by coitus. They are infectious cause. They are also transmitted. They can all of these three can be transmitted by a coitus, and the diseases are coital vesicular exanthema. It is caused by equine herpes virus 3. Equine herpes virus 3 causes the coital vesicular exanthema. The contagious equine metritis is caused by the Tailorella equigenitis. Tailorella equigenitis is responsible for contagious equine metritis. And it should also be noted that the option A as the congenital vesicular exanthema, that is caused by equine herpes virus 3, causes the benign disease. It is the tumorous disease, in the nature of tumor is of benign nature. Dorine or meledicoid, it is also known as the covering sickness. It is caused by a protozoa named as Trypanosoma equiperdum. Trypanosoma equiperdum is the cause of Dorine, meledicoid or covering disease, and the clinical signs involved in this disease are the edema of genitalia and mammary glands, along with the edema in other parts of the body too. Ideal semen extender should be isotonic, should have good buffering capacity, should be sterile, means free of germs. Isotonic, good buffering capacity and sterile. Solution effect of cryoinjury is seen in slow cooling. Solution effect of cryoinjury is seen in slow cooling.